Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. Gao Wu. After being expelled from the family, he awakened the holy body of chaos. Chapter 81. What? When Lu Shengnan and others saw this scene, their eyes suddenly widened. Did they get it right? Zhong Ling's sword actually knocked out the level 35 blood crocodile. Even if Zhong Ling is extremely talented and can fight across levels, is this too much? Zhong Ling, what kind of monster is this? Originally, Lu Shengnan and the others felt that even though they were quite different from Zhong Ling, they could still catch up. But now that they saw Zhong Ling's knife, they all instantly felt desperate about chasing Zhong Ling. When other warriors saw someone resisting the blood crocodile, they immediately became energetic. They didn't know Zhong Ling's details, they just thought Zhong Ling was a 4th level warrior. After Zhong Ling knocked the blood crocodile over with one strike, his whole body exploded with thunder, and he slashed at the blood crocodile again. Facing the level 35 blood crocodile, Zhong Ling had no mercy and used the unique skill of the 7 thunder prison swords. The huge black iron broadsword carried purple thunder and had the power to destroy the world and slashed at the blood crocodile in the blink of an eye. In the critical situation, the blood crocodile also burst out with powerful power. He roared angrily, and his body exploded with blood. He actually blocked Zhong Ling's knife with his body. After that, the blood crocodile opened its mouth and a powerful sound wave burst out. Zhong Ling was caught off guard and was directly hit by the sound wave and flew out. If an ordinary person were hit by the sound wave of this blood crocodile, they would be shattered to pieces. Fortunately, Zhong Ling had practiced the Xuanwu breathing technique to the 81st level, and his body had been tempered by the heavenly thunder, coupled with the A-level dragon scale suit, so he was fine. Sure enough, there are 2 brushes. Zhong Ling rolled up from the ground, purple thunder burst out from his body, and the 7 thunder prison sword slashed at the blood crocodile again. Thunder the world. Rumble. The SSS level world destroying divine thunder, combined with the 7 thunder prison blades, erupted into a powerful aura of destruction, completely enveloping the blood crocodile. Blood crocodile roared and waved the wheel saw to resist, but there were still wounds in many places on his body. Ouch! The blood crocodile was furious when he was injured, and swung his huge tail towards Zhong Ling. Zhong Ling relied on Tiangong 36 steps to dodge away, and the black iron sword suddenly swung out again, making a gash in the blood crocodile's back. However, this opening was still not enough to cause fatal damage to the blood crocodile. The battle between Zhong Ling and the blood crocodile was earth-shattering, and the sky was dark and the earth was dark. The battles between the warriors and the crocodile men around them were made to look like they were playing house. At this moment, a strange whistle suddenly sounded in the distance. Woo woo woo. When the crocodile men heard the whistle, they immediately stopped attacking, turned around and ran towards the way they came. The blood crocodile who fought with Zhong Ling also took a few steps back, looked at Zhong Ling hatefully, then turned around and ran away quickly. There was a burst of cheers at the scene, and these crocodile men were finally repelled. But Zhong Ling's brows furrowed. He felt that the reason why the crocodile men retreated was not because they were defeated, but because they seemed to have completed their mission and could retreat. The crocodile man's massive attack this time is definitely not that simple. Is there some conspiracy in this? Lu Shengnan, I want to go ahead and check to see if the crocodile man has really retreated. Zhong Ling said to Lu Shengnan. You help them build a defense here first to prevent the crocodile people from attacking again. Okay. Lu Shengnan nodded. So, Zhong Ling put away the sword and rushed towards the crocodile man. The crocodile men retreated very quickly, and they were even more at home in the swamp. However, Zhong Ling has the Tiangong 36 steps and is not slow at all. Following along, Zhong Ling found that these crocodile people were all gathering in one direction. There, could it be the crocodile man's lair? Zhong Ling has a random teleportation talisman given by Zhao Kailai in his hand, which can teleport to a random location in a crisis. Therefore, he wanted to explore more. Going further, Zhong Ling found that more and more crocodile people gathered together, and finally formed a dense mass. They were neatly arranged in a swamp, looking in a certain direction, with a sense of sanctity in their eyes. What's going on? Is this crocodile man going on a pilgrimage? Zhong Ling was confused. He lay on the ground, covered his body with mud and water, and approached cautiously. Soon, he discovered that an altar had been built in this swamp, and it was also a bone altar. Around the altar, there were many humans wearing black robes and red robes. God worship cult. Zhongling's pupils shrank and he recognized it immediately. I didn't expect that the God worship cult would join forces with the crocodile people. They are really the scum of the human race. What do they want to do? Under the altar, more and more human beings were being pulled to the edge of the altar and slaughtered with butcher knives, letting their blood soak the altar. Above the altar, there is a huge stone door that is shining with blood-red light. On the pillars around the altar, strange runes flashed with strange lines, complementing the stone door. The men in black robes and red robes began to chant strange spells, and their eyes glowed with strange excitement. Great God, please appear. Lead us to rule this world. A man in red robes roared wildly towards the stone door. Buzz buzz. Above the stone gate, a vortex began to appear, as if it was the entrance to a secret realm. What are they trying to summon? Is it really possible to summon a god? This god-worshipping cult is so weird. Zhongling stared, feeling very incredible. In the blink of an eye, red light enveloped the entire altar, and a powerful energy spread in all directions. Even Lu Shengnin and others who were far away in the sentry tower felt something strange. This energy was so powerful that the entire secret realm began to become a little unstable, and the sky and the earth seemed to be trembling. Amidst the frantic chanting of incantations by the followers of the god worship cult, Zhongling discovered that there was actually a figure gradually emerging from the huge stone gate. Did they really summon it? Zhongling's eyes widened. He had always thought that this god-worshipping sect was a cult that used an imaginary god as a spiritual sustenance to control its followers. Unexpectedly, they were actually able to summon gods. With this god, I am afraid that the strength of the god-worship cult will have to increase several levels at once. It will be difficult for the human race to destroy them again. Zhongling's eyes sparkled, feeling that their summoning ceremony could not be successful no matter what. Thinking of this, Zhongling slowly crawled towards the altar. Because the entire altar was now filled with huge energy and the heaven and earth were shaking, no one noticed Zhongling's approach. At this time, the figure on the altar was becoming more and more clear, and it seemed that success was about to come. Zhongling knew he couldn't drag it out any longer, so violent thunder flashed across his body, his whole body turned into a bright light, and he rushed towards the ring. Because of the huge energy fluctuations caused by this summoning ceremony, the people of the god worship cult were somewhat lax in their vigilance. Zhongling rushed up without warning, and they were completely unprepared. Zhongling's 36 Tiangong steps were inherently unpredictable, causing him to rush to the altar in no time. In an instant, Zhongling had already gathered the powerful power of the Thunder Hand. Destroy! Zhongling roared, and the power of the Thunder Hand hit the shadow in the stone door heavily. Rumble! The Thunder Hand directly exploded the already unstable portal. The teleported shadow let out a shrill scream, and a mouthful of blood spurted out. This scene shocked those who worship the gods. What's going on? Where did this person come from? How so? They are all crazy. The ritual of summoning the gods that they had finally created was interrupted. The god was obviously seriously injured. Kill him. The worshippers of the god-worshipping sect roared together and rushed towards Zhongling. Zhongling was prepared and took out the random teleportation talisman that Zhao Kailai gave him. The teleportation talisman turned into a white light and enveloped Zhongling in an instant. The next moment, a powerful force of space came. Zhongling felt that the world was spinning, and changes were already taking place in front of his eyes. You are no longer in the skeleton altar, but in a forest with green grass. Call. Teleported. Did I succeed just now? Did you destroy that god? Zhongling took a deep breath. The situation just now was a narrow escape. Fortunately, I have this teleportation talisman. It's great to have such a teacher. Zhongling stood up and was about to find a way back, but when he glanced at it, he was suddenly startled. At Zhongling's feet, a beautiful woman with an extremely voluptuous figure was lying. The beauty has no hair on her upper body, her eyebrows are picturesque, and her face is delicate, like an angel, but her lower body is like the tail of a snake. What the hell is this? Is it the monster here? Did the powerful energy crush her to death when I teleported? Zhongling looked at the beautiful snake warily. After a while, he stretched out his hand to explore under the nose of the beautiful snake and found that it was still breathing and was not dead. Probably just fainted. What to do? Kill him. Who knows what level she is at when she wakes up. If she kills me, she will be in trouble. Zhongling took out the black iron sword and prepared to chop off the head of this beautiful snake. Although this beauty snake is very beautiful and naturally charming, Zhongling is not the kind of animal with a sperm above the head and a lower body. Monsters are monsters, and it's safest to kill them. Just when Zhongling was about to chop off the head of the beautiful snake with a knife, the beautiful snake suddenly woke up. She hissed and stepped back a few meters. The huge snake stood up and looked at Zhongling, full of anger and arrogance. Despicable human beings! How dare you blaspheme my great Medusa? A woman's voice suddenly appeared in Zhongling's mind. Zhongling was suddenly surprised. What happened? Is this the beautiful snake talking to him? Is it a direct transmission of spiritual power? Medusa, Zhongling responded with mental strength. Are you the god they summoned? Zhongling realized that this beautiful snake was not knocked unconscious by him, but teleported here with him. Yes, I am the superior goddess Medusa. The beautiful snake showed a condescending aura. You are a lowly human being, why don't you kneel down when you see me? Hee. Zhongling smiled. Sorry, I'm a materialist. God, let's see how well you can resist my sword first. Zhongling raised the black iron sword and slashed at the beautiful snake. Medusa was immediately horrified and quickly dodged. You, a despicable human being, dare to attack me. I will make you irrecoverable. Medusa's voice drove Zhongling crazy in his mind. Then why don't you make me miserable now? Zhongling's eyes narrowed slightly. It's because you don't have the strength now, right? I can feel that you are very weak now. You were probably interrupted by me when you were teleporting here. You were injured by the space energy and no longer have any divine power. You are just an ordinary snake now. You still dare to yell at me. Watch me cut you into 17 or 18 pieces and make soup. Snake soup is my favorite. Medusa was furious, but there was nothing she could do. Just as Zhongling said, Medusa was seriously injured and her divine power was gone. She was no match for Zhongling. She could only turn around and run away, waiting for an opportunity to make a comeback. It's a pity, how could Zhongling let her escape? Zhongling chased her all the way, and the black iron sword wrapped in the world-destroying divine thunder fell. Medusa was beaten until her whole body was covered with scars and she was in a miserable state. Bang! Medusa was slashed by Zhongling and flew out. Her body was scorched by lightning, and blood flowed from the wound. She no longer had the strength to escape. My newly acquired gluttonous devouring ability can devour all beneficial substances for my own use. If I devour a god, my growth will definitely increase a lot. Zhongling looked at Medusa and was already drooling. Medusa finally looked at Zhongling with fear in her eyes. This guy actually wanted to eat her. She is so beautiful, wouldn't it be better to do something else? What a waste of food it is to stew and eat it. Don't kill me. I surrender. Medusa spoke quickly. Surrender. Zhongling was stunned. How could a majestic god surrender? I don't trust you. Zhongling shook his head. When you regain your strength, you will definitely settle the score with me. I can sign a contract with you. Medusa gritted her teeth and said in order to survive. Sign a contract? What contract? Zhongling stopped wielding the knife and asked. Soul contract, Medusa said. After signing the contract, you don't have to worry about my revenge on you. Is that so? Zhongling held her chin and thought for a moment, how to sign it. You won't play tricks on me, will you? No. Medusa shook her head. I am seriously injured now, and my mental strength is not as good as yours, so I can't deceive you. What is the nature of this contract? Zhongling asked again. Equality and non-aggression contract. Medusa said. With this contract, I can't take action against you. Then I might as well stew you. Zhongling pouted. I can't get any benefits, so why should I let you go? Zhongling raised the black iron sword again. Don't. Medusa quickly begged for mercy. Then what do you want? It's very simple. Sign a master-servant contract. Zhongling put the big knife on his shoulder. From now on, you will be my slave. I am a noble god. Medusa said angrily. You don't have the capital to negotiate with me now. Zhongling said leisurely. In my eyes, you are just a pot of snake soup. Medusa's eyes were full of unwillingness, but now she was under the eaves and had to lower her head. Then this contract must have a time limit. Medusa added, I can be your slave for a certain period of time, and when the time comes, you will give me my freedom. As this, Zhongling thought for a moment and said, okay, then 500 years. Although this world is a world of warriors, the maximum lifespan is basically 200 to 300 years. 500 years later, Zhongling turned into dust. There's nothing wrong with giving Medusa her freedom at that time. 300 years. Medusa bargains. 400 years. Zhongling said. 350 years. Medusa continued her counteroffer. Make a deal. Zhongling felt that he would not live for 350 years, so there was no problem with this period. Medusa also breathed a sigh of relief. 350 years was not a long time for a Protoss like her. She is thousands of years old. It'll be there soon after a while. Then let's sign a soul contract now. All we need is souls to confirm it and connect them together. Medusa performed a few weird hand gestures, murmured a spell, and then a black contract appeared out of thin air in front of Zhongling. All of them were filled with obscure words that Zhongling couldn't understand at all. Just put your blood on it, Medusa said. Zhongling looked at the contract and hesitated. The contract was so messy that he didn't know if it was a real master-servant contract. It will be troublesome if you are plotted against. You might as well eat this Medusa snake stew. At this moment, the system's voice sounded in Zhongling's mind. The soul restraint that is detrimental to the host is detected, and the Chaos Holy Body's soul counter injury condition is triggered. This condition is only triggered 3 times in a lifetime. What the hell? Zhongling's eyes suddenly lit up. Chaos Holy Body actually has this effect. Can the soul be hurt in return? TMD, this snake is really plotting against itself. Stewed her. Never mind. The condition for soul retaliation has already been triggered. If it stews again, this condition will be wasted. Wait for a while before the damage is done, and then clean up the snake. Thinking of this, Zhongling cut his finger and dropped a drop of blood on the soul contract. Buzz. The soul contract suddenly rippled in the air, and a powerful soul power filled the entire space, wrapping Zhongling and Medusa. Ha ha. Medusa finally couldn't help laughing. Despicable human being, you have been fooled. Do you think a noble god like me would really be willing to become your slave? From today on, you will become my slave forever. For the rest of my life, haha. However, just as Medusa was mid-laughing, her voice stopped abruptly, and her green eyes showed infinite fear. What's going on? Why is this master-servant contract reversed? How did I become a slave? No. Medusa let out a sharp whistle and roared unwillingly. She obviously made a trick in the contract. She was the master and Zhongling was the servant. How could it be the other way around? How could Zhongling, an ordinary human being, have the ability to change the soul contract? Now, she will become Zhongling's slave, and not for 350 years, but for eternity, until she dies. Moreover, if Zhongling dies during the journey, she will also be buried with him. She was completely pushing herself into a pit of fire. At this time, Zhongling felt a strange feeling in his soul, as if a line had been separated and connected to another soul. With this connection, he becomes a superior master and can control another soul at will. He tried to probe into the other party's soul, but found that the other party's soul was too powerful for him to probe, otherwise it might cause damage to the soul. He could only stop immediately. However, during the investigation just now, Zhongling saw several fragments in Medusa's soul that shocked him. It was an extremely tragic battlefield. They didn't know what they were fighting. The battle was earth-shattering, with numerous skeletons. Countless gods fell. Medusa herself was hit by several forces on the battlefield and was seriously injured. What shocked Zhongling the most was that in the memory of Medusa, Zhongling saw a handsome young man with 3 heads and 8 arms on a hot wheel, killing everyone. The weapons in his hands include flaming spears, radiating circles, long red ribbons, etc. This image is exactly the third Prince Nezha from the myth. This god actually exists. Not only are they Western gods, but our Eastern gods also exist. But where are they? Who are you fighting again? Why was the beating so brutal? Zhongling was so shocked that she didn't speak for a long time. After a long while, Zhongling asked Medusa, have your Western gods come into contact with the Eastern gods? What are you fighting against? This is not something that a lowly human like you can know. Medusa gritted her teeth and said, Snap. Zhongling slapped him directly. You are all my slaves, how dare you be so arrogant? Medusa was furious and just about to resist. Her body was suddenly covered with black runes, causing her to scream in pain. This is the restriction of the soul contract. This pain lasted for about 4 or 5 minutes before it stopped. Medusa lay on the ground, panting heavily. All her eyes were full of unwillingness. How could this happen? She, a majestic god, turned out to be the servant of a lowly human being. Zhongling casually picked a rattan from the bush and used it as a whip, preparing to repair the Medusa and let her know her current status. At this moment, several figures suddenly turned around from behind the trees. Seeing Zhongling and Medusa lying on the ground, their eyes suddenly lit up. Medusa's appearance is really alluring. It's half human and half snake again. This kind of visual impact is really great. Coupled with the fact that Zhongling was holding a cane in his hand and acting like he was taming a pet, they suddenly had evil thoughts. Go away, this beautiful snake belongs to us, the other person said in a tone that left no room for doubt. Zhongling suddenly frowned. Where did this warrior come from? So arrogant and domineering. What if not? Zhongling turned her head and spoke quietly. It seems you are ignorant. The person headed by the other party was a middle-aged man who looked to be in his 40s and had a beard. Seeing that Zhongling dared to resist, he suddenly showed a cruel smile. In his hand, a huge golden hammer suddenly appeared. There is nothing our Tianqi guild likes that we can't get. Now I give you 2 choices. First, kneel down and kowtow 3 times, and then get out. Second, I choose the third one. Zhongling didn't wait for the other party to finish speaking, and took the initiative to say with a smile. There is no third choice in this world. The middle-aged man waved the golden hammer and said coldly. I said yes, then there is. Zhongling took a few steps forward with a black iron sword. I'll kill you all. This is the third option. Ha ha. After hearing Zhongling, the middle-aged people on the other side suddenly laughed together. Kill us. This kid is crazy. The 3 of us. Are all 3rd-level warriors. How dare you, a brat with no hair on your head, kill us? That's the biggest joke I've ever heard. Then let's try it. Zhongling squinted his eyes, and the thunder on his body began to explode. Purple thunder and lightning enveloped Zhongling, making Zhongling look like a god of thunder. The next moment, Zhongling's black iron sword suddenly slashed at the middle-aged man at the head. What a powerful thunder. SSS level superpower. But, so what if it's an SSS level power? Your level is too low. In front of us, you are still just a lamb to be slaughtered. If you dare to take action against us, today I will let you know the consequences of offending the Tianqi Union. The middle-aged man at the head shouted loudly, and slammed the golden hammer in his hand at Zhongling's black iron sword. Behind him, the shadow of a huge golden lion flew up and roared, adding great power to him. Boom! Zhongling's black iron broadsword collided with the opponent's golden hammer, causing a shocking explosion. The middle-aged man was sent flying directly, knocking down several big trees. The remaining 2 people were immediately surprised. What's going on? Zhongling actually hacked their people away. They are all 3rd-level warriors. And Zhongling looks like he's only level 20 at most. Even if it is a leapfrog battle, this is too exaggerated. Snort. The proud one of heaven. The most important thing our Tianqi Union lacks is the proud man of heaven. You are indeed very special, but you still have to die today. The 2 warriors also took out their own weapons, one was a huge axe and the other was a long sword. Yeah, then let's see who dies today. Zhongling smiled, and a huge Xuanwu shadow suddenly appeared behind him. The Xuanwu breathing technique was activated, and Zhongling's every breath carried the sound of wind and thunder. His black iron sword was raised high, bringing with it the aura of supreme destruction. Thunder shakes the heavens. Zhongling used the Thunder Prison 7 ultimate sword and slashed at the 2 warriors. Rumble. The powerful world-destroying divine thunder erupted, completely covering the 2 warriors. Bang bang bang. The black iron broadsword slashed hard at the 2 people, causing the 2 warriors to retreat continuously. The first warrior holding the golden hammer also ran back and joined the battle group. However, even if the 3 of them joined forces, they were still at a disadvantage by Zhongling. The violent power of the god of destruction was too powerful, and combined with the 7 ultimate swords of Thunder Prison, these 3 people were beaten to an extremely embarrassing state. They couldn't understand what kind of monster Zhongling was. Although they were only at level 20, they actually had such a powerful attack that even 3 of their 3rd level warriors could not resist. We are going to be in trouble today, let's go. A gentleman's revenge is never too late. A warrior shouted loudly. Good. The 3 of them saw something bad and were ready to leave. However, as soon as they turned around, they happened to face Medusa, who didn't know when she had rushed past. Medusa's eyes suddenly flashed with a strange light. The next moment, the 3 people felt that their bodies were getting heavier and heavier, and they were unable to control it. Oops, this is petrification, we are turning to stone. What kind of witchcraft is this? The 3 warriors were shocked. Bang! Zhongling's sword struck right at him, and in an instant, the 3 warriors turned into a pile of rubble. Owner, I did a good job just now. Medusa swam over quickly at this time and came to Zhongling's side, looking like she was trying to please him. Haha. You changed very quickly. Zhongling put the black iron sword on his shoulder and looked Medusa up and down. It seems that you have understood how to be a slave. Yes. Medusa lowered her head and said meekly, from now on, I will be the master's slave. No matter what the master asks, I will do my best to complete it. Not bad, not bad. Zhongling saw that Medusa had adapted to her new role, so she no longer planned to repair her. You always look so eye-catching. Wait a minute and I'll go out and find some clothes for you. If the master feels that my current appearance is too eye-catching, I can also turn into a little snake and burrow into the master's sleeve. The master can call me at any time. Medusa said. Is this still possible? Zhongling raised an eyebrow. Yes. As Medusa spoke, a flash of red light suddenly flashed across her body, and then her body began to shrink at a speed visible to the naked eye. Not long after, she turned into a small red snake more than a foot long. The little snake swam up Zhongling's thigh, coiled itself around Zhongling's neck, and spat out the message, looking well behaved. Good. Zhongling gently touched Medusa. Is that petrification just now your innate ability? Yes. Medusa nodded her little head. This is my natural ability, but now I am seriously injured and my body is very weak. I can only use it on targets with lower strength. And you can't cast too many. But as my body recovers, I will become stronger and stronger. I can do many things for the master then. Then how do you recover? Zhongling asked. I need to devour heavenly materials and earthly treasures to restore my divine power. Medusa said. Master just needs to find me all kinds of heavenly and earthly treasures. It seems that raising you will cost a lot of money. Zhongling curled his lips. However, such a pet, if raised, can definitely bring huge help to oneself. It's a good deal. The secret realm is so dangerous. Unexpected strange beasts will appear at any time. We must always be vigilant, otherwise the group may be destroyed if we are not careful. There are not even 1,000 but 800 warriors who die in the secret realm every year. The path of a warrior is like this. Everyone wants to be the supreme, but most of them fail halfway. In the secret realm of M78, a hunter-killer team had just killed more than a dozen storm dire wolves, and a tall warrior among them warned the others. Thanks to Senior Wang for leading us this time. If we were on our own, we wouldn't dare to come here. Senior Wang is worthy of being a 3rd-level warrior. The dozen or so gale dire wolves just now were all over level 20. Senior Wang alone withstood 8 or 9 of them. This allowed us to avoid any danger. Otherwise, it would have been all about us alone. I have already become the food of the gale dire wolf. Senior Wang is a genius with A-level abilities. How can we compare? As soon as Senior Wang released the gravity field just now, those gale dire wolves were immediately unable to walk. Senior Wang, should we continue moving forward? Everyone was flattering Mr. Wang, and Mr. Wang also felt comfortable. Keep looking ahead. Senior Wang thought for a while and said, the harvest this time is not too much, I still have to hunt more. Brace yourselves, the further inside you go, the more danger there will be. Yes. Everyone cheered up and continued walking inside with Senior Wang. Not far away, suddenly, Senior Wang waved his hand, signaling everyone to stop. What's wrong, Senior Wang? Senior Wang's face was serious and he said, there is a smell of blood ahead, it must be a battle that just happened. Everyone, be careful, maybe the strange beast is still there. Everyone immediately became nervous and clenched their weapons. Senior Wang cautiously moved forward, turned around a bush, and found the corpses of 17 or 18 strange beasts lying in a clearing in front of him. Are there warriors hunting strange beasts? Senior Wang was stunned. Then why weren't the bodies of the alien beasts taken away? Senior Wang came out from behind the bushes and came to these strange beasts for inspection. Then he found that all the valuable parts of these strange beasts had been taken away. Is it a powerful hunting team? What a big deal. I only took away the most valuable parts of the beast, and kept the rest. Senior Wang observed the injuries of these strange beasts and the traces of fighting around them, and soon became surprised. It's not a hunting team, it's one person. These strange beasts were all killed with one blow. It's a strong man hunting strange beasts. Hiss. Looking at the scene of this knife, this strong man is at least the 4th level. Senior Wang, there are a lot of valuable things on these strange beasts. Can we dig them out and take them away? Some students asked excitedly. This is equivalent to picking it up for free, and you can sell it for a lot of money if you take it back. Can. Senior Wang nodded. This strong man has already taken away the most valuable part, and doesn't want the rest. We are lucky. If we pick some up, we can sell them for a lot of money when we go back. So, everyone started harvesting the valuable parts from the corpses of these strange beasts. After harvesting, they continued to venture forward. Not long after, they saw another batch of killed strange beasts, but they only took away the most valuable parts, leaving everything else behind. They all became excited immediately. It's great when you meet a big boss, you can pick things up as much as you want. They walked forward, constantly picking up things, and they picked up so much that they could no longer hold it in the back, so they had to carry it on their backs. Hiss. What level of boss is this? Hunting strange beasts so fast. There are many strange beasts that have reached level 30 among them. Even a 4th level warrior is not that powerful, right? They originally wanted to hunt some more exotic beasts by themselves, but found that they couldn't find the exotic beasts at all. All the strange beasts were killed by the big boss. We really can't carry it anymore, Senior Wang, let's go back. Someone said at this time. Upon hearing this, Senior Wang nodded and said, I originally wanted to admire that big shot style. But it's really getting late. Let's go back. The group of people began to walk towards the way they came. Not far away, they suddenly heard a rustling sound from the trees. They suddenly became alert, took out their weapons, and were ready to fight. After a while, I saw a young man carrying a huge package walking out. This young man looked younger than them all, as if he was only a year older. The young man had a short haircut, fair and rosy skin, like a baby, and an extremely handsome face. When the girls among them saw it, they couldn't help but blush. When the young man saw them, he waved and said hello, you are also a hunting team. What a harvest. Yes. Senior Wang exhaled a long breath when he saw that the other person was just a person, a young man who looked like he was only a freshman. Little brother, did you come here on your own? What's that on your back? Why so many? Oh, the young man smiled and said, I hunted a lot of strange beasts today, and the space ring can't be put down, so I have to carry it on my back. What? Everyone was stunned and their eyes widened. Are these the materials for the exotic beasts you hunted? You hunted so many by yourself. Yes, the young man said with a smile. I'm lucky today, I encountered a lot of strange beasts. After the young man finished speaking, he was ready to leave. At this time, one of the girls among them suddenly exclaimed, Isn't the horn he is carrying on his back the horn of a rhinoceros? We also encountered the iron-horned rhinoceros just now. The horns were taken away, but the rest were left behind. Could it be that he is the expert who hunted all the way? No way. How old is he? He looks younger than us. How is it possible for one person to hunt so many powerful beasts? Even Senior Wang can't hunt so many by himself. But what he is carrying on his back is indeed the most valuable materials of those strange beasts. Perhaps someone hunted him and picked it up. Who would hunt and keep the most valuable things? Unless you hunted it yourself. But how is this possible? How old is he? Even if the strength is higher, it is only level 20 at most. How can one person hunt so many powerful beasts? At this moment, suddenly, a furious roar of a strange beast sounded. A whirlwind swept through, and all the trees in the forest were torn to pieces. What kind of strange beast is this? How powerful is it? I'm afraid it has to be the third level, right? Oops, why did we encounter a third level alien beast? Run away. The whole team was frightened at this time and turned around to run away. But the young man was not surprised at all when faced with this powerful force. He just raised his brows slightly and put down the huge package he was carrying. A huge black iron sword appeared in his hand. Roar. With a roar, a huge red lion jumped out of the woods, as big as a truck. The lion's body was still burning with flames. Fire lion. This is the blazing lion. Hiss. This raging flame lion is probably close to the 4th level. It's over. I'm afraid we won't be able to escape today. What happened to that handsome boy? Why doesn't he run? He even took out a weapon. Is he crazy? You actually want to fight this flaming lion? He's probably scared out of his wits. Let's leave quickly. In their shocked eyes, they saw a layer of purple thunder swirling around the young man's body. The next moment, the young man shouted loudly, and slashed at the flaming lion with the huge black iron sword in his hand. The world between heaven and earth seemed to be swallowed up by thunder for a moment. Boom! There was a loud noise, and then the world became strangely quiet. With a bang, a huge figure fell to the ground. It was the flaming lion. The young man, holding a big knife, stood there with a calm look. What? Everyone in the team stopped escaping, and their eyes almost popped out. The flaming lion, which was approaching the 4th level, was killed by this young man with a knife. How is this possible? This young man seemed to be just a freshman, but he actually killed a nearly 4th level flaming lion. The young man squatted down, cut off the most valuable part of the blazing lion, and placed it in the package. After that, he picked up the huge package and continued towards the exit of the secret realm. This young man is none other than Zhongling, who was teleported here by a random teleportation talisman. After conquering Medusa, Zhongling decided to hunt in this secret realm and get some materials to sell for money. If you can find some heavenly and earthly treasures at the same time, you can give them to Medusa to restore your divine power. In this hunt, Zhongling killed almost all the powerful beasts in this secret realm. Along the way, Zhongling also encountered some powerful and difficult beasts. At this time, Medusa made a sneak attack and immobilized the opponent with her petrifying ability. There is no need to completely petrify the opponent. He only needs to freeze for a moment, which is enough for Zhongling to kill him. One person and one snake cooperate, perfect. Now, Zhongling is planning to go back after having gained so much. Through such a hunt, Zhongling's level soared from level 22 to level 24. Host: Zhongling. Level 24 17.385%. Strength: 2350 x 10. Agility: 2500 x 10. Chi and blood: 2760 x 10. Defense: 3960 x 10. Mental power: 2200 x 10. Superpower: world-destroying divine thunder SSS level. Martial arts: basic boxing great perfection, basic kick great perfection, basic sword technique great perfection, wind and thunder slash great perfection, sword emperor 9 slashes great perfection, basic fist intent LV2, basic sword yi LV5, 36 steps of Tiangong small success, 7 ultimate blades of thunder prison small success, thunder hands entry level. Kung Fu, Xuanwu breathing technique level 81. Brother, which university are you from? Senior Wang asked at this time. I'm from Shanghai University. Zhongling didn't hide anything. The other party should also look like a college student, and there is no need to hide anything. Modu University. How old are you? Senior Wang asked again. Freshman year. Zhongling replied as he walked. Hiss. Everyone suddenly took a breath. It's really just my freshman year. A freshman actually has such strength. It's really too evil. Huo Lingyun from Jinling University doesn't have such strength either. Zhongling's pace was very fast, and it didn't take long for the team to be far away. More than an hour later, he arrived at the entrance of the secret realm. As usual, there are soldiers guarding the entrance to the secret realm. They all looked surprised when they saw Zhang Ling carrying such a big package. How many strange beasts have been hunted? Zhang Ling stepped into the portal and the next moment, he appeared outside the secret realm. Outside the secret realm, there is also a huge market, where many vendors sell or purchase items. Seeing Zhang Ling carrying such a large package, which was all filled with various exotic animal materials, they all immediately rushed over. Young man, are these all hunted by you? Hiss. It's unlikely. You probably have a team, right? Do you care if someone has a team? Young man, sell these things to our firm and we guarantee that we will give you the best price. Zhang Ling put down the huge package, then took out the contents of the ring and placed them on the ground. Suddenly it piled up into a hill. You make your own bids, and I will sell to whomever has the higher price. Zhang Ling still uses the auction method so that he does not suffer a loss. Upon hearing this, the material dealers immediately began to call people over, count the materials, give prices, and strive to get all these materials into their pockets. At this moment, a group of people suddenly came over with a ferocious look. What a boy, how dare you steal something from our Blue Dragon Club? How courageous. The big man at the head was a one-eyed dragon, extremely tall, with intricate muscles and full of explosive power. It's Yan Laosin from the Qinglong Club. He is interested in someone else's things and wants to steal them openly. This Qinglong Club is becoming more and more lawless. I heard that the Qinglong Society has connections with the military, so it is doing things more and more unscrupulously. Zhang Ling couldn't help laughing when he heard what Yan Laosin said. It turned out that he met someone from the Qinglong Club again. When he was in Yucheng, people from the Qinglong Society made trouble for him, and he killed a dozen of them. As a result, when we got here, there were actually people from the Qinglong Society. It seems that they are used to being domineering. Boy, hand over these things now, and we can spare your life. Yan Laosin came to Zhang Ling with a sinister smile on his face. Don't you Qinglongwei do things without any brains? Zhang Ling curled her lips disdainfully. I can hunt so many strange beasts by myself, how can I not defeat you? When Yan Laosin heard this, his face suddenly became gloomy. It seems like you don't intend to hand over these things. You hunt so many strange beasts by yourself, do you think we are children? Even if we go in as a team, we can't hunt so many strange beasts. This is obviously you who stole something from our Blue Dragon Club. Now, if you still want to live, put down your things and get out. What if you don't let him go? Zhang Ling said leisurely. Then, don't blame our Qinglong Society for being ruthless. Yan Laosin raised a ghost-headed sword and showed a ferocious smile. Now, I count to 3, if you still don't get out, then I will take your life with you. 1, 2. When Zhang Ling saw this, he smiled slightly and took out his black iron sword. 3. Zhang Ling shouted directly, and then slashed at Yan Laosin with his black iron sword. Yan Laosin was furious when he saw this. What a good boy, you dare to take action and seek death. Yan Laosin was furious, raised his ghost head sword, and faced Zhang Ling's black iron sword. Bang! The swords of both sides collided with each other, making a shocking sound. Yan Laosin's body flew backwards and fell heavily to the ground. The corners of his mouth were scratched and blood flowed out. Yan Laosin was shocked. No matter how you look at the opponent, he is just a young boy. He is a third-level warrior, but he was beaten away after a hard fight with the opponent. Other onlookers were also surprised. Yan Laosin is a third-level warrior. What is this guy's background? Can you knock Yan Laosin away? Come together and kill him for me. Yan Laosin became angry and shouted. Upon hearing this, these people from the Qinglong Club immediately took out their weapons, shouted loudly, and rushed towards Zhang Ling. Snort. Zhang Ling snorted, not afraid at all. Click. The purple world-destroying divine thunder on his body burst out, and the 7 ultimate blades of thunder prison began to appear. Thunder appears. Thunder rolling. Thunder in all directions. The black iron sword of more than 3,000 kilograms carries the thunder and is invincible. Many of these warriors of the Qinglong Society are strong men who have reached the 3rd level. However, facing Zhang Ling's 7 thunder prison swords, it was still impossible to resist it. Only bursts of popping sounds were heard, and the warriors of the Qinglong Society were chopped to pieces one after another, with their limbs flying around. Ah, this kid is so strong. Let's go. Just in the blink of an eye, more than a dozen warriors from the Qinglong Society died under Zhang Ling's sword. Yan Laosin and the few warriors who were lucky enough to survive retreated and looked at Zhang Ling in horror. They couldn't understand how Zhang Ling could have such strength at such a young age. What's going on? Who's fighting here? At this moment, a deep voice suddenly sounded. When Yan Laosin heard this voice, he immediately showed joy on his face and rushed over. Colonel Long, it's me. Yan Laosin came to a middle-aged man wearing a military uniform and looked very majestic, nodded and bowed. Yan Laosin, what's wrong? How did you end up like this? Colonel Long, someone is not following the rules and stealing our things. We wanted to catch him, but he ended up getting injured. Evil man Yan Laosin complained first. Oh, such a thing is possible. Colonel Long strode over and saw Zhang Ling, whose blade was still dripping blood, with a look of surprise on his face. Is it him? It's him. Yan Laosin nodded repeatedly. He killed so many of you by himself. Colonel Long also couldn't believe it. No matter how you look at it, Zhang Ling doesn't seem to have such strength. Because Zhang Ling is too young. That's him, Yan Laosin said fiercely. Colonel Long, arrest him and hand him over to me. Colonel Long looked Zhang Ling up and down and said leisurely, student. Yes, Zhang Ling said calmly. Which family are you from? Colonel Long asked again. I don't have a family. Zhang Ling replied indifferently. No family. Colonel Long showed a meaningful smile. How dare you be so arrogant without a family? Now, put down your weapons and surrender without hesitation. Why? Zhang Ling said coldly. Why? When Colonel Long heard this, he seemed to have heard something interesting. What's wrong with the clothes I'm wearing? Isn't it enough? The army is used by Daxia officials to protect the people, not for arrogance. Zhang Ling said coldly. Ha ha, Colonel Long laughed loudly. You are right, the army is used to protect the people of Daxia. Yan Laosin and the others are all common people of Daxia. You kill people at will, and I'm here to catch you. Is there a problem? Hey, boy, are you still crazy? Yan Laosin looked like a villain at this moment. If you go against our Qinglong society, this is what you will end up with. I didn't expect that there would be a scum like you in the army. Zhang Ling shook his head. Because of his impression of the army in his previous life, Zhang Ling originally had respect for the army in this world. But I didn't expect that the army in this world would be so dirty. Colonel Long's eyes suddenly narrowed, and a cold light flashed through his eyes. It seems that you, the murderer, are planning to fight the military to the end. In this case, I can only take you back and teach you how to behave. Come here, catch him. Yes, a group of soldiers with weapons immediately surrounded Zhang Ling. These people are also warriors, but unlike the students, they all have a powerful aura about them. Want to catch me? Just you. Zhang Ling curled his lips in disdain and raised the black iron sword in his hand. How? You still dare to resist? Do you know what will happen if you rebel against the army? Colonel Long spoke leisurely. Colonel Long, don't talk nonsense to him, just catch him. Yan Laosin gloated on the side and said, I will peel off his skin soon and hang it outside the secret realm to see who dares to go against our Qinglong society. Colonel Long nodded and waved to the army, come on. The soldiers rushed forward immediately. Kill. A fierce look flashed across Zhang Ling's eyes, purple thunder and lightning flashed on his body, and he rushed towards the soldiers. These soldiers no longer deserve to be called soldiers of Daxia and deserve to die. Click. Thunder broke out and enveloped these soldiers in an instant. The powerful thunder and lightning paralyzed these soldiers. Puff puff puff. Zhang Ling's black iron sword slashed in, just like the autumn wind sweeping away fallen leaves. In the blink of an eye, these soldiers' limbs were flying everywhere, blood was splashing everywhere, and a large area was killed or injured. When Colonel Long saw this, he was shocked and angry. He has been a soldier for so long, and this is the first time he has seen someone dare to massacre army soldiers. Boy, you are looking for death. Colonel Long roared angrily, and suddenly a giant wolf appeared behind him, and then he rushed towards Zhang Ling. He didn't use weapons, just one hand turned into a sharp claw and grabbed Zhang Ling. This Colonel Long is a 5th level strongman. Even without weapons, he still carries a powerful power. Although Zhang Ling is powerful, he is no match. In the critical moment, Zhang Ling struck out with his sword, and then used Tiangong's 36 steps to retreat quickly to distance himself from Colonel Long. Boy, you dare to kill army soldiers in broad daylight. Today, even the gods can't protect you. Colonel Long was furious. The scene that happened today really seriously challenged His Majesty. Yeah, hearing this, Zhang Ling showed a bright smile and dialed a number on the bracelet in front of Colonel Long. Then, where is the martial saint? What did you say? Colonel Long was confused. Soon, Zhao Kailai's voice came from Zhang Ling's bracelet. Zhang Ling, are you okay? I just heard that you disappeared in the secret realm. I'm fine. Zhang Ling smiled and said, I used the teleportation talisman you gave me to teleport to another secret realm. I just came out now. That's good. Zhao Kailai let out a long breath. Teacher, someone wants to kill me now. Zhang Ling said again. What? Zhao Kailai exploded over there. Who is it? Who is so bold? Zhang Ling briefly said what happened just now. I thought that our army in Daxia were all selfless heroes who took protecting the people as their own duty. I didn't expect that there would be such a moth. This is unreasonable, Zhao Kailai said angrily. You let him talk to me. If he dares to touch you, I will level all his military camps. Zhang Ling nodded, handed the hand with the bracelet to Colonel Long, and said with a smile, Colonel Long, before you kill me, my teacher wants to say a few words to you. Let me introduce to you my teacher, Zhao Kailai, the Dean of the School of Weapons of Modu University. His level is Martial Saint. What? Colonel Long was immediately frightened and fell back, sweating profusely. Martial Saint. Behind this kid, is there a Martial Saint? Grass. No wonder he dares to be so arrogant. Your teacher is a Martial Saint, you should have told me earlier. Dean Zhao, I'm sorry. I didn't know he was your disciple. Colonel Long wiped the sweat from his forehead and said humbly to Zhang Ling's bracelet. I didn't know you were my disciple and you could be so domineering. As a senior colonel in the army, you actually collude with fools like the Blue Dragon Society. Do you still have any dignity as a soldier? If my disciple loses a hair on your body today, I promise not to leave a hair on your body. I will report this matter to Daxia officials, you just wait for the punishment. Yes, yes, Colonel Long bowed repeatedly, not daring to take a breath. The theatergoers around were also dumbfounded. Isn't this turn of events too sudden? This boy's teacher is actually a martial arts saint. In fact, I should have thought of it a long time ago. Without a strong background, how could this kid have such strength and be able to kill so many people from the Blue Dragon Society at will at such a young age? Yan Laosin was also shocked at this time. The other party actually has such a big background. This time he has hit the wall. Yan Laosin and his people secretly prepared to leave. Whoosh! Zhang Ling suddenly stopped in front of him. Yan Laosin, are you planning to leave like this? That, I am blind and unable to see the mountain. Yan Laosin begged humbly for mercy. Puff! Zhang Ling slashed out with his knife, and Yan Laosin's head was cut off directly. It would be better for everyone if you, a fool like you, died early. Colonel Long was shocked when he saw this scene. This kid is really a ruthless person. He apologized again and then quickly led the people away. The matter has come to an end. Soon, the merchants rushed up again, vying to buy Zhang Ling's materials. In the end, Zhang Ling's materials were sold for a high price of 250 million. Modu University. A tall and beautiful girl wearing a long white dress came straight to the gate of Shanghai University. Many people's eyes were attracted and they made a sound of admiration. Hiss! Who is this beauty? It's so beautiful. Why haven't I heard of it before? She shouldn't be a student or teacher at Modu University, otherwise, the news would have spread long ago. Beautiful lady, what do you want to do with your visit to Shanghai University? If you want to go in and find someone, you need to apply. The school security guard stopped the beauty. I'm looking for Zhang Churan. The beauty said calmly, I am her sister. Zhang Churan. The school security guard was stunned. They have also heard of Zhang Churan's name. He is the vice president of the Tianqi Union. He is very powerful and is also a popular figure in the school. Especially Zhang Ling, who has been in the limelight recently, seems to be Zhang Churan's younger brother. Zhang Churan actually has such a beautiful sister. The genes of this family are really strong. Then you need to call Zhang Churan first and ask her to pick you up. The security guard said. It's so noisy. The beauty frowned, looking impatient. Her beautiful eyes suddenly flashed with strange red petals, and all the security guards suddenly became stunned. Zhang Churan strode into the campus of Modu University. Zhang Churan is sulking recently. Because of his relationship, the Tianqi Union's branch in Shanghai University was raised, Wang Fuhao was injured, and the reputation of their Tianqi Union plummeted. This is all her responsibility. This made her hate Zhang Ling even more. This fool. I must teach him a profound lesson and let him know the consequences of disobeying me. That was what she was thinking, but she had no idea how to deal with Zhang Ling. There is a martial saint standing behind Zhang Ling now. She has too many fears if she wants to take action against Zhang Ling. At this moment, suddenly the doorbell of her villa rang. Who could it be? Zhang Churan was slightly startled. She stepped forward and opened the door. When she saw the person in front of her, she screamed in surprise. Second sister, why are you here? Come in quickly. Zhang Churan quickly pulled the beauty in front of him into the room. This beauty is none other than Zhang Churan's second sister, Zhang Chushuan. Second sister, we haven't seen each other for more than a year. How have you been? You don't know that a lot of big things happened in the family during the time you were gone. Zhang Ting has already entered Kyoto University and won first place in the Kyoto University freshman competition. And that Zhang Ling is such a traitor. I need to talk to you carefully. I already know about Zhang Ling. Zhang Chushuan sat down on the sofa and said calmly, I came here just for him. Second sister, you already know. Then what are you going to do? Zhang Churan asked. What to do? Just take him home. Zhang Chushuan said indifferently. I'm afraid this may be a bit difficult. Zhang Churan frowned. This Zhang Ling has a master, he is the dean of the Weapons Academy, and now he is a martial saint. I wanted to suppress him before, or take him home directly. But he was stopped by his master. With his master here, it's hard for us to use force against him. Martial saint, Zhang Chushuan snorted, as if no one has. Second sister, you also worshipped a martial saint as your master. Zhang Churan immediately opened his eyes. Good. Zhang Chushuan nodded. Besides, my master is not an ordinary martial saint. He is one of the veteran martial saints of Great Sha who has been promoted to martial saint for a long time. Yi Beishuan is known as Beishuan god of war. What? Second sister, you actually became Yi Beishuan's disciple. Zhang Churan's eyes widened. This good fortune is really too great. This is what we deserve, there is nothing surprising. Zhang Chushuan said proudly. Chu Ran, you should know that our family was one of the 13 imperial families. The blood in us is extremely noble. In our generation, our talents have exploded, which proves the rise of our family. No one can stop this. My teacher Yi Beishuan is a man of God. He once deduced with some other martial saints that the ancestors of our family are likely to return in the near future. By then, our family will surpass the 4 major families. So, they now also intend to befriend us. This time I came to you with my teacher's permission to take Zhang Ling home. Really? That's great. Zhang Churan suddenly became excited. Where is Zhang Ling now? Zhang Chushuan asked again. He seems to have gone out on a mission and won't be here for the time being. Zhang Churan said. Then I'll wait for him. Zhang Chushuan said. As soon as he comes back, I will take him back to Yang's house. His talent belongs to the Zhang family, and he can only stay in the Zhang family. If he is really rebellious, then there is no other way but to kill him. Yeah, Zhang Churan nodded. She had already become angry with Zhang Ling. If it weren't for Zhao Kailai, she would have wanted to kill Zhang Ling. What's the use of keeping such a rebellious brother? A few days later, Zhang Ling flew back to Shanghai. This time when I went out to do a mission, I was quite surprised that I was able to subdue an ancient god like Medusa. Zhang Ling contacted Lu Shengnan and others through the bracelet and told them about his situation to prevent them from worrying. Zhang Ling returned to Shanghai University and felt in a good mood. His strength improved, he made money, he got Medusa again, and he was blessed with 3 blessings. As soon as Zhang Ling returned to his villa, he saw someone waiting for him at the door. It is the third sister Zhang Churan and the second sister Zhang Chushuan. Zhang Ling suddenly frowned. What are you doing? I have already said that I am no longer a member of the Zhang family. Don't you feel bored if you bother me again and again? Zhongling, come home with me today. Second sister Zhang Chushuan stepped forward and spoke calmly. Roll. Zhongling felt inexplicably angry. The good mood was wasted. It seems that you are determined not to go back with me. Zhang Chushuan was not too surprised by Zhongling's attitude. If this is the case, then I can only use force. Use Chang. Zhongling snorted disdainfully. Use Chang in our Shanghai University. Are you afraid you don't know who my teacher is? Zhongling could feel that there was a terrifying power in the second sister Zhang Chushuan. This force was not something he could resist, so he could only move out of Zhao Kailai. A martial saint holds the supreme status in human society. Didn't you notice that Colonel Long immediately recoiled when he heard Zhao Kailai's name? Of course I know you have a martial saint as your teacher. Zhang Chushuan spoke calmly. But do you think a martial saint can protect you for the rest of your life? What? You dare to attack me? Zhongling said disdainfully. With a good teacher, he can be confident. Yes, I'm going to take action against you. Zhang Chushuan did not hide her behavior at all. You are my younger brother. If you rebel against the family, I have the right to take you back. Then try it. Zhongling snorted coldly. He believed that there should be no problem if he resisted Zhang Chushuan for a while. Just wait until Zhao Kailai arrives. Then let me see how talented you are now. Zhang Chushuan raised her hand and slashed Zhongling with a sword energy. When Zhongling saw this, he was immediately surprised. This Zhang Chushuan is so strong, a sword energy at her fingertips can be so powerful. He shouted loudly, took out the black iron sword, and rushed forward with a thunderous sound on his body. Boom! The two sides collided together, and a shocking explosion erupted, and Zhongling's body suddenly flew out. She has reached at least level 5. Zhongling was extremely surprised. Although Zhang Chushuan is 5 years older than him, it is really terrifying to be able to reach the 5th level at this age. It actually blocked it. That's great. Zhang Chushuan looked at Zhongling with admiration. As expected of my Zhang family. If we train them with all our strength, we will definitely become a strong generation in the future. Then we can't let you wander outside. Your talent must belong to the Zhang family. Zhang Chushuan said, the blood-red petals swirling in her eyes again. Zhongling was stunned when he saw the blood-red petals. He felt like he was about to fall asleep. Master, this is hypnosis. Medusa's voice sounded in Zhongling's mind. Zhongling was startled and quickly bit the tip of his tongue to wake himself up. You actually used such despicable means to deal with me. Zhongling snorted coldly, suddenly raised the black iron sword, and slashed at Zhang Chushuan again. Zhang Chushuan was stunned for a moment, very surprised. Her devil eyes were not able to hypnotize Zhongling. How is this possible? This was one of the dual talents that her teacher helped her awaken. Even a 5th level expert would fall down if faced with this devil's eye. Zhongling woke up so quickly. What kind of monster is this? There really is a secret about him. Zhang Chushuan took a deep breath and became more determined to capture Zhongling. Zhang Chushuan stretched out her hand, and a long red sword appeared in her hand. It was simple and majestic, all red, with flames burning on it. This is Zhang Chushuan's first talent, the fire spirit sword body. Cut! Zhang Chushuan slashed at Zhongling with her sword, and suddenly, the entire space seemed to be on fire. A blazing wave hit Zhongling, making Zhongling feel as if his whole body was being scorched. Fortunately, he was wearing a dragon scale suit and his body had undergone a transformation, so this burst of flames did not cause substantial damage to him. He raised the black iron sword and swung it violently, accompanied by the powerful world-destroying divine thunder, to compete with Zhang Chushuan's fire spirit sword body. Rumble! The powerful explosion shattered nearby buildings. Many people came out of the house to check the situation. What's going on? Who did Zhongling fight with again? Hiss! This woman is so beautiful. What a peerless elegance. How come Zhongling always gets involved with such a beautiful woman? This woman is so powerful, she seems to have reached the 5th level. Hiss! This strength is really quite strong. How old is she? She has already reached the 5th level. Which college are you a student from? Zhongling and Zhang Chushuan fought and retreated. Zhang Chushuan's strength is really too strong, and the fire spirit sword body has been cultivated to an extremely terrifying level. He simply couldn't resist. Zhang Churan looked at the second sister's strength and was very happy. The second sister has actually reached such a stage. The Zhang family is really going to revive. She has to work harder and not hold the family back. Seeing that Zhang Ling could no longer withstand Zhang Chushuan's offensive, suddenly, a figure came from the sky and shouted loudly in midair. Where did the madman come from? How dare you attack my students at my university in Shanghai? The visitor was none other than Zhao Kailai. When Zhang Chushuan saw this, she immediately stopped. Your Excellency, you are Zhao Kailai, the Dean of the School of Weapons of Shanghai University. I am. Zhao Kailai slowly landed, stood in front of Zhang Ling, and said coldly, Who are you? What a courage! How dare you come to my university in Shanghai to cause trouble, and still beat my disciples? Dean Zhao, please introduce yourself. My name is Zhang Chushuan, and I am Zhang Ling's sister. Zhang Chushuan said calmly, I am here today to take away my younger brother. It's your Zhang family again. Zhao Kailai said coldly, your Zhang family is really haunted. I expelled Zhang Ling from the family on the spot, and now I shamelessly beg him to come back. Do you have any shame? Dean Zhao, this is just a conflict within our family. Zhang Chushuan said lightly, I hope you can understand. My brother, no matter where he goes, is the blood of our Zhang family. There was indeed some misunderstanding between us and Zhang Ling before, but now we want to eliminate this misunderstanding and take him home. I hope Dean Zhao can respect our Zhang family's decision. HMPH. Zhao Kailai snorted twice and said, Do you respect your Zhang family? I'm sorry, I just know that my disciple doesn't want to go back to the Zhang family. Then as the master, I must give him firm support. Go away, don't wait for me to take action. Dean Zhao, you are making it very difficult for me. Zhang Chushuan shook her head. This time, I must take Zhang Ling back to the Zhang family. If you insist on blocking it, then there is no other way. I can only ask my master to help me solve it. Your master. Zhao Kailai narrowed his eyes slightly, who is your master? My master's name is Yi Beishuan. Zhang Chushuan said with a hint of pride. What? Hearing this, Zhao Kailai was suddenly startled. He never expected that Zhang Chushuan was Yi Beishuan's disciple. You want to use Yi Beishuan to suppress me? Zhao Kailai said coldly. You think I will be afraid of him and just hand over my disciple obediently? You don't need to be afraid of my master, but you just need to know that this is what my master means. Zhang Chushuan said indifferently. You may also know. Our Zhang family is an imperial clan. Our generation is destined to have a bloodline awakening. Our ancestors will also return in our generation. Zhang Ling is related to the awakening of our Zhang family's bloodline, so he must be allowed to return to the Zhang family. What if I say no? Zhao Kailai said coldly. I don't care who is behind you. Since Zhang Ling is my disciple, then I will protect him. As long as I'm alive, no one can take him away. When Zhang Ling heard Zhao Kailai's words, she was suddenly moved. I really didn't recognize this teacher in vain. At critical moments, Zhao Kailai never let himself down. In this case, there is no other way. I can only call my master and let him tell you in person. Zhang Chushuan shook her head and took out a jade plaque. This jade tablet is engraved with complex runes. Zhang Chushuan pressed lightly to activate the runes in this area, and soon, a powerful space force emitted. The next moment, a space portal appeared, and a majestic figure emerged from it. Zhao Kailai's pupils suddenly shrank and he subconsciously took a step back. Zhang Ling couldn't help but be slightly shocked. Zhang Chushuan's master actually came in person. For a martial artist like me who has just reached the second level, a martial saint would not hesitate to come in person. My treatment is high enough. He couldn't help but feel a little strange. Logically speaking, a martial saint would not be personally involved in a household matter of the Zhang family. Why do you have so much face? Are you Zhao Kailai, the newly promoted martial saint? The figure of the other party gradually became clearer, and the light shrouding his body gradually dissipated. He looked at Zhao Kailai with a hint of approval in his eyes. Yes, I am Zhao Kailai. Zhao Kailai took a deep breath and said, Your Excellency, you are the martial saint Yi Beishuan. Yes, I am. Yi Beishuan nodded. Zhang Ling also saw Yi Beishuan's appearance clearly at this time. He seemed to be in his 40s, with long black hair hanging casually, wearing a loose robe, and he looked majestic and imposing. Just standing there gives people a strong sense of oppression. Your Excellency has such a great reputation, and you actually came here in person for my disciples. It really makes us, master and disciple, very lucky. Zhao Kailai said with a touch of sarcasm. The Zhang family is an imperial clan and is very important to us in Daxia. Yi Beishuan's face was indifferent, without any embarrassment, so it is necessary for me to go out personally. But my disciple has been expelled from the family, and he no longer has anything to do with the Zhang family. Zhao Kailai said coldly. Chapter 91. This is not something he can have the final say on. Yi Beishuan said lightly, this matter is related to a prophecy. We cannot take it lightly. Prophecy? What prophecy? Zhao Kailai was stunned when he heard this. You are not qualified to know this yet. Yi Beishuan shook his head. Anyway, he is very important and must go back with us. What if I don't allow it? Zhao Kailai said coldly. Then I can only use force. Zhao Kailai, you have just been promoted to Martial Saint, you are not my opponent. Yi Beishuan's tone was indifferent, and he didn't seem to be trying to overwhelm others with his strength, but his words could not be questioned. It is true that I am not your opponent, but I am not the only one in this Demon City University. Zhao Kailai snorted. You mean Dongfang Yu? Yi Beishuan's brows wrinkled slightly. Dongfang Yu, as the president of the Demon City University, is also a veteran martial saint. He has superior strength and is not inferior to Yi Beishuan. You can call Dongfang Yu over and I will tell him personally. Good. Zhao Kailai knew that today's matter was not that simple, so he notified Dongfang Yu with his bracelet. In fact, Dongfang Yu is already paying attention to this side. Zhang Ling and Zhang Chushuan fought, Zhao Kailai showed up, and Yi Beishuan came through the void again. How could he not be noticed? This kid is really eye-catching. Yi Beishuan actually came here in person for him. What secrets does he have? He saw Zhao Kailai calling him. Dongfang Yu shook his head helplessly, but stepped out and arrived at the scene. Yi Beishuan, Zhang Ling is a student in our school now. If you want to take him away by force, at least give me a reason. Dongfang Yu stood with his hands behind his hands, looked at Yi Beishuan, and spoke slowly. Dongfang Yu, don't you know about the awakening of the Imperial clan? Yi Beishuan said indifferently. The Imperial clan awakens. Dongfang Yu glanced at Zhang Chushuan and Zhang Churan behind Yi Beishuan, then at Zhang Ling, and finally said, they are the Zhang family of the former Imperial clan. That's right, Yi Beishuan said. They are one of the 13 Imperial clans, descendants of the Zhang family. So, I have to take him away. Dongfang Yu fell silent. Zhao Kailai said anxiously, Principal, you can't let him take Zhang Ling away. I have met Zhang Ling's family. His so-called father and grandfather did not regard him as a member of the Zhang family at all. After he goes back, he will definitely be severely punished, and even have his cultivation level abolished. His life is ruined. Dean Zhao, what you said is really an exaggeration. Yi Beishuan said indifferently. They are family members, how could they treat Zhang Ling like this? You are so worried. No matter what, I won't let you take Zhang Ling away. Zhao Kailai said coldly. I'll make the decision on this matter. Dongfang Yu said. Headmaster. Zhao Kailai suddenly became anxious. Dongfang Yu waved his hand and said, Zhang Ling is a student of our school, so we have the obligation to ensure his safety. If he doesn't want to be taken away, then we at Shanghai University will not allow anyone to take him away. When Zhao Kailai and Zhang Ling heard Dongfang Yu's words, they immediately became happy. Yi Beishuan, Zhang Chushuan, and Zhang Churan's expressions turned ugly. They didn't expect that Dongfang Yu would step in to save Zhang Ling. Principal Dongfang, you should know that this is related to the awakening of the Imperial clan and the future of the human race. Yi Beishuan said indifferently. Of course I know. Dongfang Yu put his hands behind his back and said calmly, I believe that Zhang Ling can also get the best study at our Shanghai University. He will become the hero of the human race in the future and protect Daxia. Yi Beishuan looked at Zhang Ling for a while, then turned and left. Dongfang Yu, you will pay the price for your choice. He left this sentence. I believe in my own choice. Dongfang Yu had a confident smile on his face. Master. Are we just going to let this go? Zhang Chushuan said unwillingly. Let him stay here for now. Yi Beishuan said calmly. Sooner or later, he will return to the Zhang family. The next moment, Yi Beishuan's figure had disappeared from the place. Seeing this, Zhang Chushuan could only give up. Zhang Ling, you have to know what you are doing now. Zhang Chushuan said to Zhang Ling again. Sooner or later I will let you return to the Zhang family. Don't even think about escaping my control. After saying that, Zhang Chushuan left with Zhang Churan. Thank you teacher, thank you principal. Zhang Ling thanked Zhao Kailai and Dongfang Yu. No need to thank you, you are my disciple, I should do this. Zhao Kailai said. However, now it seems that you are being targeted by big forces. I have to find a supporter for you again. Looking for support again. What backer? Zhang Ling was stunned. In a few days, I will send you to the military in Daxia. Zhao Kailai took a deep breath and said. Go to Daxia military. Zhang Ling was stunned. Why? Zhao Kailai stroked Zhang Ling's head and said, because the biggest force in Daxia now is actually Daxia's officials. When you join Daxia's military, it is equivalent to having Daxia's army as your backing. Even if the Zhang family wants to find trouble, they will not dare to offend the army. Don't think anything of Daxia's army because of that Colonel Long. The vast majority of Daxia's army is good. Dongfang Yu also nodded and agreed. It would be good for you to go and have some experience in the army. With your talent, you can definitely stand out in the army. When you perform meritorious service and become a true Daxia soldier, your safety will be even more guaranteed. When Zhang Ling heard what Zhao Kailai and Dongfang Yu said, she realized that they were treating her well. So, he nodded and said, okay, then I will go to the army. Zhang Ling returned to his villa to prepare. After that, Zhao Kailai personally sent Zhang Ling to the military in Daxia that day. Your second senior brother happens to be in the army and already has the rank of senior colonel. On the plane, Zhao Kailai said to Zhang Ling, I will let him take care of you. Well, thank you teacher. Zhang Ling nodded. The plane flew all the way, and after a few hours, it arrived at an extremely large military camp. After getting off the plane, Zhao Kailai took Zhang Ling to the gate of the military camp. There was already a young man in military uniform waiting for him. Teacher. When the young man saw Zhao Kailai, he immediately ran over with excitement on his face. Well, Lu Yu, this is your junior brother Zhang Ling that I told you. Now, due to some things, he has to stay in the military camp for a while to get some qualifications. From now on, he will be left to you. Zhao Kailai said to this young man Lu Yu. Okay master. Lu Yu nodded. Junior brother, I have heard junior sister Honglian talking about you a long time ago. In the military camp, there will definitely be an opportunity for you to show off your skills. Zhang Ling nodded and said, Senior brother, please take care of me in the future. No need to be polite to me. Lu Yu smiled casually. Zhao Kailai sent Zhang Ling to him and then went back. Lu Yu led Zhang Ling to report. To enter the military camp, you need to go through a series of physical examinations, fill in information and other matters. With Lu Yu taking care of him, these things were easily accomplished. After that, Lu Yu led Zhang Ling to the Special Operations Camp. There are two types of soldiers in the army, ordinary soldiers and warrior soldiers. Ordinary soldiers have no talent in martial arts and fight with hot weapons. The Special Operations Battalion is composed entirely of warriors and specializes in carrying out assault-style missions. This 108th Special Operations Battalion is the latest Special Operations Battalion. Many of the soldiers in it have graduated from college. You should get used to it here first. When the opportunity arises, I will transfer you to a higher-level Special Operations Battalion. After completing the formalities, Lu Yu sent Zhang Ling to a barracks and said, Thank you so much, senior brother. But you don't have to open a back door for me, I believe I can get promoted through my own efforts. Zhang Ling said. Ha ha. Lu Yu burst out laughing and said, I believe this. Junior brother, do your best. After Lu Yu finished speaking, he left first. Zhang Ling turned around and entered the barracks. New here. When they arrived at the gate, a soldier standing guard raised his eyebrows slightly when he saw Zhang Ling. Are you new here? Yes. Zhang Ling took out the ID he had just applied for. Come in. Zhang Ling stepped into the barracks. Entering inside, Zhang Ling could see that there was a huge martial arts field in front of the barracks, where many warriors practiced or competed. When Zhang Ling entered, no one paid any attention to Zhang Ling. Zhang Ling found a duty room in the barracks and handed in his information. The man in the duty room glanced at it, and then said, "Just find an empty room to live in." Zhang Ling nodded and walked towards the camp's dormitory building. Zhang Ling found an empty room on the 3rd floor and moved in. Looking outside, Zhang Ling found that the warrior soldiers in the Special Operations Camp were very free and did not have too many rules. They usually practiced by themselves. There are no rules and regulations like ordinary soldiers. Zhang Ling frowned deeply as she thought about the grievances between herself and the Zhang family. Unexpectedly, the Zhang family would pursue him relentlessly. Even the martial saint was alarmed. I must improve my strength as soon as possible so that I can have the right to control my own destiny. Zhang Ling took a deep breath, came to the martial arts arena, and began to practice his sword skills. His practice is different from others. When others practice martial arts, they are full of all kinds of superpowers, all kinds of wind, fire, thunder and lightning, which are extremely powerful. But when Zhang Ling was practicing, he was chopping with a black iron sword extremely slowly, just like doing Tai Chi. This is the method that Zhang Ling obtained by following Zhao Kailai's practice. He carefully understood the secrets of the sword technique and condensed the sword's intention. The sword's intention comes true, and the sword's technique comes naturally. Zhang Ling practiced for an entire afternoon and felt that he had gained a lot. It was almost dinner time when suddenly a sharp whistle sounded, and everyone immediately stopped practicing and started lining up. After all, the army has military rules. It's impossible to be as casual as a mercenary. Zhang Ling saw that these warriors were all lined up, and he also found a place to stand. Not long after, a warrior in military uniform, Shi Shiren, came over. His eyes scanned everyone's bodies, and finally landed on Zhang Ling. A joking smile appeared on the corner of his mouth, and he said, "Today, our 108th Special Operations Battalion has welcomed a new member." Everyone applauds and welcomes. Crack, crackle, crackle. All the soldiers applauded together, and then glanced in the direction. "This new recruit, please come out and introduce yourself," the officer said to Zhang Ling. Zhang Ling nodded, stood up, faced all the warriors, and said with neither humility nor arrogance, "My name is Zhang Ling, and I was originally a student at Magic City University. Later, I came to the army for training due to some things. I hope everyone will take care of me." He is actually a top student at Shanghai University. His starting point is quite high. The officer raised his eyebrows and said, "Care is impossible. No one will take care of you here. When you enter the military camp, you are no longer a child, you are a soldier, and you must be responsible for all your actions." "Yes," Zhang Ling replied loudly. "In our Special Operations Battalion, some soldiers come from major universities, and some come directly through military academies." The officer added, "No matter where the recruits come from, we have a rule here, which is to conduct a welcome ceremony for the recruits." When Zhang Ling heard this and looked at the malicious looks of the soldiers around him, he knew that there must be something fishy about this so-called welcoming ceremony for new recruits. But he didn't care. His current strength is enough to cope with everything. "How's it going? Are you looking forward to this new recruit?" the officer asked with a smile. "Really looking forward to it." Zhang Ling nodded. "Haha, that's good." The officer patted Zhang Ling's shoulder and said, "Please enjoy this welcome ceremony for a while. Come on, who of you would like to help this new recruit with this welcome ceremony?" I. Soon, more than a dozen people stood up, looking at Zhang Ling with a hint of joking in their eyes. "There are 10 in total, you. I will take you all back with the rest." The officer finally selected 10 people. The other losers were very disappointed and returned to the team to watch the game. "Now, let me tell you what this welcome ceremony is." The officer looked at Zhang Ling and said with a smile, "You are fighting against 10 of them. You are not allowed to use weapons or supernatural powers. You have to hold on for half an hour." "Yes," Zhang Ling nodded, with no expression on his face. This made the officers and soldiers stunned. When ordinary recruits hear this, shouldn't they show expressions of surprise and fear? Why is there no expression on Zhongling's face? It seems that he doesn't know how powerful this welcome ceremony is. When I performed this welcome ceremony, I didn't get out of bed for 3 days. Let's see how long this new recruit can last. 10 minutes, 20 minutes. I guess I can't last more than 5 minutes. Everyone was whispering. Okay, the welcome ceremony for new recruits begins now. The officer shouted, then retreated, leaving an area for Zhongling and the 10 veterans. The 10 veterans immediately surrounded Zhongling with ferocious smiles, gearing up and preparing to teach Zhongling a profound lesson. Zhongling watched these veterans approaching with ill intentions, but his face remained expressionless. 2 of these veterans have reached the 3rd level, and the others are 2nd level, but he doesn't care about them. Recruit, today I will give you an unforgettable welcome ceremony. Let's watch the boxing. A veteran couldn't hold himself back first and punched Zhongling. Zhongling saw this and punched him without dodging or dodging. Bang! With a muffled sound, the veteran flew out directly. What? Seeing this scene, everyone couldn't help being surprised. This really surprised them. It seems that this new recruit has something. The officer also narrowed his eyes at this time. According to the information, this recruit was just a freshman at Shanghai University, and then transferred to the army for some unspeakable reasons. Logically speaking, he shouldn't be so strong. It seems that this new recruit has a secret. For such recruits, it is even more important to give them a profound lesson, so that they can learn to restrain their talents and understand the spirit of teamwork in the army. Then, the officer winked at one of the 3rd-level veterans. Seeing this, the veteran nodded, pinched each other with his hands, and made a rattling sound. Not bad, as expected of a student of Shanghai University. In this case, we don't have to hold back and welcome this new recruit. As the 3rd-level veteran said this, he suddenly rushed in front of Zhongling and punched him with a powerful punch. There was a strong sonic boom in the air. When Zhongling saw this, he still refused to dodge and punched him. Bang! The powerful force of the 2 people collided, setting off a shock wave, and the sand on the ground flew away violently. Zhongling stood there, motionless, while the veteran took 7 or 8 steps back. Everyone's eyes widened with disbelief. This veteran is level 3. Zhongling was only at level 2, how could he possibly knock back a level 3 veteran with 1 punch? Even if he is a powerful warrior, there is no way he can do it. The officer took a breath and his expression became serious. This new recruit transferred by his superiors to jump in the queue is extraordinary. The 3rd-level veteran was knocked back by Zhongling's punch. His face suddenly became a little confused. He suddenly shouted and struck Zhongling with a stronger edge in his fist. Zhongling dodged slightly and dodged the palm. He activated his thunder hand and struck the 3rd-level veteran in the chest. The 3rd-level veteran was knocked out again, and this time he fell to the ground with a somersault. What are you looking at? Come together. When the officer saw the others standing stupidly, he couldn't help but scolded them. If they can't tame a single recruit, how will they be able to hang out in the military camp in the future? Beat. The others also reacted from the shock at this time, shouted loudly, and rushed towards Zhongling together. Facing the siege, Zhongling didn't care. He used the 36 steps of Tiangong, dodged and moved around, and easily avoided the siege. Then he used his thunder hands and attacked in all directions. Zhongling's thunder hand has evolved to 4096 hexagrams, which is unparalleled in mystery and infinite in power. Even without the power of the world-destroying divine thunder, it can still explode with powerful attack power. Bang bang bang. Zhongling's hands were flying all over the sky, just like the thousand-handed Guanyin, with his palms in all directions. These 10 veterans were hit one after another and flew out one by one. Even the 2 3rd-level veterans are not immune. What kind of martial arts is this? So powerful. The officers were shocked to see it. He has never seen such powerful martial arts. Moron. The 2 3rd-level veterans felt humiliated, gritted their teeth and shouted, and charged forward again with their men. Zhongling, however, remained expressionless. He used his thunder hand with the force of thunder, running wildly through the crowd, like a tiger entering a flock of sheep. These veterans who were beaten again were turned upside down and rolled on the ground. This little kid. Are all the students at Shanghai University so good? Is he really only level 2? Can the 2nd level defeat 2 3rd level so easily? This is incredible. When the soldiers looked at this scene, they all felt that their three views had been subverted. The officer's face became extremely ugly. The welcome ceremony for new recruits must be experienced by every recruit who enters the camp. The purpose is to remove the arrogance of the recruits and let them know that the team is number one. No matter how strong you are on your own, you will never be able to compete with a team. Under normal circumstances, this kind of welcome ceremony for new recruits never goes wrong. But today, Zhongling broke this tradition. The officer was a little worried, and he winked at the 2/3 level veterans, which meant that they could use unconventional means. He prohibited Zhongling from using supernatural powers, but he did not prohibit these veterans from using supernatural powers. The 2/3 level veterans also looked ugly. Seeing the officer's eyes, they knew what it meant, but they felt a little ashamed. With so many of them, against a new recruit, not only could they not defeat him, but they had to use superpowers to win, which was simply a shame. However, under the current circumstances, it would be even more shameful if they could not defeat Zhongling. Use your powers, just use your powers. Anyway, I have to teach this kid some lessons today. Otherwise, who in this entire Special Operations Battalion can suppress him? A disobedient soldier is the most difficult thing to deal with. As a result, a fierce light burst out from the eyes of these 2/3 level veterans, and their bodies began to change. Both of them are warriors of the strengthening system. One of the abilities is an A-level violent bear, and the other is a B-level beast transformation. At this time, the superpowers were displayed, and their bodies immediately changed. They suddenly grew from more than 1.8 meters to more than 2.3 meters. At the same time, the muscles on their bodies also bulged high, full of explosive power. "Boy, suffer death," the veteran of Violent Bear shouted loudly, and swung his arm as thick as a small water tank towards Zhongling. The power has increased at least 10 times compared to when he didn't use the superpower just now. Seeing this, Zhongling took a deep breath. A huge Xuanwu shadow appeared behind him and punched him. He was still head-on with the opponent. Bang! There was a violent explosion, and the violent veteran took 7 or 8 steps back again, but Zhongling remained as steady as a rock. Is this kid so strong? Wei Laoshang has turned on his powers, or is he being repelled? Did he also use supernatural powers? It's not like a superpower, it's more like some kind of skill. What kind of skill is this? Can it be so powerful? It actually makes the improvement of physical strength comparable to strength-type superpowers. Xuanwu breathing technique. The officer saw Zhongling's exercise and immediately recognized it. He and Lu Yu knew each other, and Lu Yu's technique was in the same vein as Zhongling's, coming from Zhao Kailai, which was the Xuanwu breathing technique. This boy's Xuanwu breathing technique seems to be several times, even 10 times more powerful than Lu Yu's. This is incredible. Isn't he Lu Yu's younger brother? Why is the Xuanwu breathing method stronger than Lu Yu? Is he really level 24? Lu Yu said that his junior brother is a bit of a monster, but this is too monster. When other soldiers saw Wei Laoshang using his powers, they all activated their own powers and rushed forward together. Seeing this, Zhongling continued to use the Thunder Hand while running the Xuanwu breathing technique, and walked among the crowd. The Thunder Hand of Hexagram 4096 has endless mysteries, and the sky is filled with palm shadows. Waves of wind and thunder power burst out from the palms, completely suppressing these veterans. Bang bang bang. Under Zhongling's attack, these veterans fell to the ground one after another, and slowly lost the ability to stand up. Finally, Zhongling's Thunder Hand exploded wildly, and the powerful force of wind and thunder knocked away the 2/3 level veterans. This battle is over, sir. Zhongling turned to face the officer. Ahem. The officer had an embarrassed look on his face. The welcome ceremony for the new recruits was like this, which really made them look shameless. The other veterans all looked at each other in confusion. This new recruit was ridiculously strong. You're great. In the end, the officer could only say, from today on, you are a member of our 108th Special Operations Battalion. I am Battalion Commander Fan Zhiji. From now on, we all live together and fight together. We must be united and friendly, and we cannot do our own thing. Yes, Zhongling nodded. Right now, our battalion is going on a mission. You are a new recruit. I shouldn't have taken you with me, but you are quite capable and can act with us. Yes, Zhongling responded. Batal Commander, what is our mission this time? Someone asked. The strange beasts in the M58 secret realm have been a little irritable recently, and there may be a riot in the near future. Fan Zheji said. 7 of our special operations battalions have been assigned to destroy it and ensure the safety of the scientific expedition personnel in the M58 secret realm. Then we can have a big fight this time. The soldiers were eager to try. Okay, now go back and get ready. Let's set off tonight. Fan Zheji said. Yes, everyone responded. You're good, boy. Wei Laoshang and the 10 veterans who were beaten to the ground by Zhongling all came over and patted Zhongling on the shoulder. In the military, it is a place where strength is valued. If you have enough strength, you can gain the respect of the other party. Zhongling really beat them to the ground, and they were convinced. By the way, what kind of superpower do you have? Wei Laoshang asked Zhongling again. SSS level superpower, world-destroying divine thunder. Zhongling said. Puff. Wei Laoshang and others almost spit out blood. I thought you were just powerful in martial arts, but I didn't expect that your superpowers were SSS level. No wonder he is a top student at Shanghai University. In the evening, after dinner, they boarded the military plane directly and rushed to the M58 secret realm. After several hours of flying, they finally landed. After getting on the truck, they headed to the location of the M58 secret realm. There were a total of 7 special operations battalions going to the M58 secret realm this time, and each battalion had about 100 people. 7 special operations battalions, that is, 700 people. It is also a spectacular sight for so many people to go to the secret realm. The discipline of the army is much better than that of labor unions, mercenaries, etc. Along the way, everyone was very quiet, only the sound of marching footsteps. Arriving at the M58 secret realm, there were already many soldiers holding thermal weapons on guard. Stepping into the secret realm, Zhongling discovered that this secret realm was different from other secret realms. This secret realm turned out to be a huge underground cave. The strange thing is that there is light in this cave and it is not dark. There was very little vegetation growing inside the cave, but Zhongling could see that there were many workers and scientists digging and doing scientific research. It seems that the resources in this M58 secret realm are very rich. The reason why the human race can fight against the alien beasts and other alien races in the secret realm relies on the resources obtained from the secret realm. As the government of Daxia officials have more resources. This M58 secret realm is an official secret realm, and all the resources in it are owned by the official. These resources are taken out from inside and become the country's strategic reserves, distributed to the warriors in the army. There are 7 caves in here, and each of our 7 special operations battalions is responsible for one. Let the drawing begin now. Fan Zheji and the commanders of the other 6 special operations battalions selected the caves that each special operations battalion was responsible for by drawing lots. It's still the same old rules. Start taking action tomorrow morning and see which Special Operations Battalion completes the mission first. Hey, our 152nd Special Operations Battalion will definitely be the first this time. Pull you down, our 105th Special Operations Battalion will definitely knock you all down this time. You look down on our 113th Special Forces Battalion. We are the main force this time. Our 108th Special Operations Battalion is the final choice for number 1 this time. 108. Haha, Lao Fan, you really know how to joke. After all these years, your 108th Special Operations Battalion has always been the last one, right? You should think about how to get rid of me. If you 108 can be the first, I will call you Big Brother when I see you from now on. After the drawing of lots was completed, the battalion commanders began to brag. Soldiers have a very high sense of honor. Who wouldn't want to take first place in this kind of outing mission? Everyone was noisy for a long time, and finally started to lead their teams to the caves they were responsible for. This is the number 7 cave we are responsible for this time. Arriving outside the cave, Fan Zheji pointed to cave number 7 and said, "This time, you have to give me some credit no matter what. We are all soldiers, and we take the blame every time. Don't you have any sense of shame? This time, even if we risk our lives, we must get first place." Yes, everyone responded loudly. Choose 2 scouts to guard inside. The others should take time to rest. We will start tomorrow morning. Fan Zhiji selected 2 scouts, one of whom was Zhang Ling. The new recruits serve as scouts and do some dirty work. This is also the tradition of the barracks. Another person on duty with Zhang Ling, named Zhou Hai, was also one of the people beaten by Zhang Ling today. Zhou Hai took Zhang Ling into the cave, walked out for a while, and then said, Zhang Ling, I am on duty here. You go on duty deeper inside. If you encounter some small shrimps, just kill them. If you encounter a large number of strange beasts, blow the whistle and I will pass them on. Okay. Zhang Ling nodded and continued walking inside. After walking inside for a while, Zhang Ling found that the cave was getting bigger and bigger. The space inside was actually very wide, and it was completely an underground world. I wonder what kind of place is above this cave. Master, I smell the scent of chalcedony. At this moment, Medusa, who was hiding in Zhang Ling's sleeves, suddenly spoke. Chalcedony. What chalcedony? Zhang Ling asked. Chalcedony is a kind of heavenly material and earthly treasure. It is very powerful and can help me restore my divine power. Medusa said. Oh, Zhang Ling raised an eyebrow, then can you tell where it is? It should be in front. Medusa said. Good. Zhang Ling nodded, then let's go take a look. Although Zhang Ling came here as a military person to exterminate alien beasts this time, if he encounters some heavenly and earthly treasures, he should still take them. He now needs to quickly improve his strength. Zhang Ling walked forward, and soon he saw several strange beasts appearing in front of him. These strange beasts are licking the stone walls of the cave. It seems that these stone walls contain the energy material they desire. Seeing Zhang Ling's arrival, these strange beasts immediately roared one by one. They all look like they are over 20 levels, kill them. Zhang Ling didn't want to waste time, so he took out the black iron sword. Kill. Zhang Ling rushed forward and swung the black iron sword in his hand a few times, and all these strange beasts were cut in half. After that, he continued to move forward, looking for the location of the chalcedony that Medusa said. Soon, some more strange beasts appeared, and Zhang Ling killed them again. By killing the alien beasts, Zhang Ling's level is also constantly improving. Ding! The upgrade effect caused by combat is doubled, and the realm is increased by 2%. Ding! The upgrade effect caused by combat is doubled, and the realm is increased by 2.5%. Zhang Ling followed Medusa's instructions and moved forward, constantly hunting strange beasts. Soon, Master, just ahead. Medusa's voice started to get excited. As a result, Zhang Ling's hunting speed became faster. Puff puff puff. Zhang Ling's black iron sword kept slashing, and the strange beasts fell down one by one. The entire cave was already littered with corpses. At the beginning, a few strange beasts appeared, but later on, dozens and dozens of strange beasts appeared. However, Zhang Ling can still kill easily when he activates the world-destroying divine thunder. Master, right in front. Medusa swung out of Zhang Ling's sleeves and wrapped itself around Zhang Ling's head. Her little head kept stretching out, and a pair of red eyes gleamed with excitement. Ahead, Zhang Ling saw hundreds of strange beasts gathering there. There are many third-level exotic beasts among them. Hundreds of them. It doesn't seem to be easy. Even though Zhang Ling was very strong, he still felt some pressure. Master, let me help you. Medusa jumped down from Zhang Ling's head and transformed into her true form on the ground, half human and half snake. You just need to help me immobilize them, and then I'll kill them. Zhang Ling said to Medusa. Good. Medusa and Zhang Ling walked forward together, and the strange beasts quickly reacted, roaring one by one and charging towards them. Hiss. Medusa's eyes glowed with a sharp red light, and her tongue stretched out, revealing her fierce side. When the alien beasts that rushed over saw Medusa's eyes, they immediately became glazed over, and their bodies began to turn to stone. At this moment, the world-destroying divine thunder also erupted on Zhang Ling's body. Rumble. Purple thunder and lightning erupted, and Zhang Ling slammed his palm toward the ground. Suddenly, the thunder and lightning seemed like billions of small purple snakes rushing towards the strange beasts. Click. The beasts petrified by Medusa shattered into pieces. Afterwards, Zhang Ling brandished the black iron sword and rushed towards the group of alien beasts. Puff puff puff. These strange beasts fell one by one. After more than 10 minutes of fighting, all the strange beasts in front of him were killed by Zhongling and fell to the ground. Medusa was extremely excited at this time and swam quickly towards a pool in the cave. Plop! Medusa got into the pool and disappeared. Zhongling stood on the edge of the pool, waiting quietly. He was not worried that Medusa would run away and signed a soul contract. Medusa and his soul were connected. If Zhongling wanted Medusa to die, all he needed was a thought. Zhongling waited outside the pool for a few minutes before Medusa emerged from it. I have to say that the scene of Medusa emerging from the water with a splash is really beautiful. If ordinary men were here, they would definitely not be able to resist this kind of beauty. Master, this is chalcedony. Medusa held some crystal clear liquid and handed it to Zhongling. I have already eaten some. Giving these to the master will be of great benefit to the master. Good. Zhongling nodded. His gluttonous devouring ability is to devour heavenly materials and earthly treasures. Since even Medusa, the ancient god, desires this chalcedony so much, it means it is definitely a good thing. Zhongling lowered his head and drank the chalcedony directly from Medusa's mouth. The chalcedony is very refreshing in the mouth, just like taking a bite of jelly. But soon, Zhongling felt a powerful energy begin to spread in his body, just like when he first took the qi and blood pill. However, this effect is 100 times stronger than the qi and blood pill. Really good stuff. Zhongling couldn't help but his eyes lit up. Master, there should be other places. Medusa said, I can smell it. Let's go look for it again. Good. Zhongling nodded. Naturally, you can't give up such a good thing when you encounter it. So, Zhongling took Medusa and continued to move forward in the cave. Along the way, Zhongling encountered countless strange beasts. However, Zhongling relied on his strong strength to kill one after another, and his realm sword. In the process of killing, Zhongling used the Xuanwu breathing method and constantly refined the energy of chalcedony, allowing his realm to improve faster. Ding! The upgrade effect caused by combat is doubled, and the realm is increased by 2%. Ding! The upgrade effect caused by combat is doubled, and the realm is increased by 2%. Ding! Your level reaches level 25 3.855%. Soon, Zhongling reached level 25. Not long after, Zhongling and the others found a second chalcedony in a cave. There was a fourth-order giant python guarding the entrance of the cave. Zhongling originally thought there would be a fierce battle. Unexpectedly, when Medusa stepped forward, the giant python immediately surrendered, not daring to resist and trembling. The divine power of Medusa has a huge suppressive effect on this giant python. After absorbing the chalcedony in this cave, Zhongling and Medusa further grew stronger. After that, they continued to move forward, hunting strange beasts and sucking chalcedony. Special Operations Camp. In the blink of an eye, the next day arrived, and the soldiers of the Special Operations Battalion were ready to enter the caves to hunt strange beasts. Where's Zhongling? When Fan Zhiji was gathering, he didn't find Zhongling and couldn't help but frown. He went inside to keep a lookout, but he didn't come back. Are you lost? Said the soldier who was on sentry duty with Zhongling. Why did you let him go there as a sentry, knowing that he is a new recruit? Fan Zhiji scolded. The soldier immediately lowered his head. Getting lost in this cave is very dangerous. The roads here are complicated, and once you get stuck in them, it may be difficult to get out. He was about to set out to hunt exotic beasts, but something like this happened, which made Fan Zhiji very angry. How about we go look for it? Zhongling's strength is not bad, he should be able to protect himself. Wei Laoshang said, it's too late. Now the hunting operation has begun. We must first ensure the progress of our mission. Fan Zhiji shook his head. Since you have chosen to be a soldier, accidents like this are inevitable. Now he can only rely on himself. We will complete the task first and then look for him. The military as a whole, and the overall mission cannot be affected because of one person. Fan Zhiji has been in the army for many years and is used to life and death. It can only be said to be a great pity that something like this happened. But if he were asked to give up the mission and look for a soldier now, he would never do it. Let's set out now. No matter what, we can't be the last ones this time. Yes, all the soldiers responded loudly, and everyone's morale was high. Soldiers have a sense of honor first. The previous poor results made each of them breathe a sigh of relief. No matter what this time, they have to fight for it, at least they will never be the old and last again. Originally, if Zhongling existed, Fan Zhiji would have been more confident, because Zhongling's strength can be said to be the strongest among their 108 Special Operations Battalion. As a result, he didn't expect that something like this would happen to Zhongling at the beginning, and Fan Zhiji was also very depressed. Regardless of Zhongling's presence or not, they must work hard to get a good ranking. Under the leadership of Fan Zhiji, the group headed towards the depths of the cave. The other Special Operations Battalions also set off and entered the cave. They walked toward the cave for about 10 minutes when they suddenly smelled the smell of blood. Everyone, be careful, there should be a strange beast ahead. Fan Zhiji asked everyone to stop temporarily, but he couldn't help but feel a bad feeling in his heart. Could this smell of blood be from the scene where Zhongling accidentally entered here yesterday and ended up being eaten by a strange beast? Fan Zhiji asked several soldiers to form a defensive formation and open the way in front. Several soldiers with the main defense ability quickly walked up and soon discovered the corpses of the strange beasts killed by Zhongling. It's the body of a strange beast. Several soldiers shouted in surprise. Did Zhongling do it? How did he get so deep? Fan Zhiji also came closer at this time and took a closer look. It's a stab wound. Zhongling's weapon seems to be a big knife, so it should be him. He frowned slightly, wondering why Zhongling came here alone. Did he notice something unusual? Wei Laoshang said. Go ahead, he might be in front. Fan Zhiji began to order the team to move forward at full speed. After advancing some distance, they soon discovered more corpses of strange beasts. Are these all killed by Zhongling? This guy is really strong. So many strange beasts, he killed them all by himself. Does he want to hunt down some of the pre-beasts in advance so that we can gain an advantage? Someone couldn't help but ask. It's possible. New recruits are always prone to doing weird things. Keep going. Fan Zhiji gave the order. As they continued to move forward, they found more and more corpses of strange beasts. They were increasingly shocked. No way, Zhongling killed all of these by himself. What on earth does this boy want to do? Wouldn't it be better to come in with the team? Why did you come here to hunt by yourself? It's simply unorganized and undisciplined. Fan Zhiji frowned deeply at this time and couldn't help but feel angry. He would have to criticize Zhongling severely when he found him later. After joining the army, do you still think you are as free as before? What kind of soldier is this if he doesn't obey orders at all? When they continued to move forward, they were even more shocked. All along the way were the bodies of alien beasts, some even a group of hundreds of alien beasts all fell to the ground. The bodies of these strange beasts all had traces of lightning strikes, which further confirmed that the person who did it was Zhongling. Because Zhongling has an SSS-level world-destroying divine thunder power. He doesn't want to do it all by himself, does he? The soldiers in the special operations camp were all stunned. Fan Zhiji was a little out of his mind at the moment. He didn't know what Zhongling wanted to do. Keep chasing. Fan Zhiji led the team to move forward, but corpses of strange beasts continued to appear along the way. They don't need to do anything at all, they can just move forward, so they are very fast. Just like this, more than an hour passed, and they were already very deep in the cave. Logically speaking, their hunting mission was almost done here. But Zhongling's traces continue, and it is obvious that Zhongling has gone to a deeper place. This kid. Fan Zhiji didn't know what to say about Zhongling now. Now they can only move forward and search for Zhongling's whereabouts. Their original mission was to hunt the alien beasts, but now that all the alien beasts have been hunted by Zhongling, their mission has become to search for Zhongling. Be careful, there is movement ahead. Suddenly, Fan Zhiji felt keenly the movement of a large number of creatures ahead, and quickly told people to stop. What's strange is that the people on the other side seemed to be aware of their presence, stopped their activities, and hid themselves. Are alien beasts so smart? Fan Zhiji was stunned. Who is that person in front? At this moment, someone from the other side suddenly spoke up. It's a human being, not an alien beast. Everyone was shocked. Is it Zhongling? It doesn't sound like Zhongling's voice. Could it be another Special Operations Battalion? We are from the 108th Special Operations Battalion. Where are you from? Fan Zhiji shouted loudly. We are from the 178th Special Operations Battalion. Soon, the other party's people came out, and a large group of cheering people were soldiers from the 178th Special Operations Battalion. What happened? Why did we meet here? Fan Zhiji and the others were all confused. We are also wondering. The battalion commander of the other party came out and said, it seems that many of the caves here are connected. I mean, did you kill all the strange beasts in the cold storage so quickly? Fan Zhiji said. No, the other party shook his head. When we entered the cave, we found that all the strange beasts in the cave were dead, leaving only a pile of corpses, so we got here without any hindrance. What? Hearing this, the soldiers of the 108th Special Operations Battalion all opened their eyes in shock. All the strange beasts over there are dead. What's the situation? We don't know either. The opponent's battalion commander shrugged his shoulders and said, we can only judge from the wounds that the opponent should have used a sword-like weapon, and it has lightning-type powers. Hiss. Fan Zhiji and others immediately took a breath of cold air. A machete-like weapon with lightning-type abilities. Isn't this Zhong Ling? This guy Zhong Ling killed all the strange beasts over there at 178. Do you know what's going on? The other battalion commander asked. We're not sure. Fan Zhiji frowned and said. Not sure what you mean? The other party asked again. That's right, our battalion has a new recruit recently. Fan Zhiji said. I suspect this recruit may have done it. I asked him to stand guard last night, but he disappeared inexplicably. We searched all the way through the cave and found that they were all the corpses of strange beasts. And the weapon he used happens to be a black iron sword, and its superpower is an SSS-level world-destroying divine thunder. What? New recruit? Hearing this, the other battalion commander suddenly opened his mouth. Lao Fan, are you kidding me? A new soldier, you said he killed all these strange beasts. Even our battalion commanders don't have this strength alone. I also know that this is incredible, but other than this, I don't know what is going on. Fan Zhiji had no choice but to spread his hands. Could it be that some martial arts master happened to come here to practice or look for some materials? The other battalion commander said. Probably not. Fan Zhiji shook his head. This secret realm is officially controlled and cannot be entered by other masters. That would be strange. The other battalion commander frowned. Then let's continue searching forward now to see what's going on. Maybe we'll get the answer soon. Good. Fan Zhiji nodded, and they immediately set off again, continuing to explore forward to find Zhong Ling's whereabouts. The front is still full of corpses of strange beasts, and the number is increasing. But they still saw no trace of Zhong Ling. Soon, they encountered another Special Operations Battalion team. What's going on? Why are all the strange beasts here killed? How come they were killed even on our side? Are you trying to grab credit from us? The opponent is the commander of the 104th Special Operations Battalion. These strange beasts were not killed by us, they were all killed by someone. Fan Zhiji and the battalion commander of the 178th Special Operations Battalion stepped forward to explain. What? The other party was immediately confused. Who is this? He actually has such strength. If all these strange beasts are killed, then our competition will be gone. Let's go take a look together. No matter what, we have to find out what is going on. So, the three Special Operations Battalions went on the road together. After walking for a while, they met another team from the Special Operations Battalion. The situation was the same over there, all the strange beasts were killed. They were even more surprised. Who is so awesome? They continue on the road to find the person who caused this incident. Slowly, 6 of their 7 Special Operations Battalions met in the huge cave below. Among their 6 Special Operations Battalions, not a single strange beast was seen. This is hell. They vowed to find out what was going on, and continued to explore in blood. After walking for more than an hour, they finally heard the sound of fighting in front of them, and the sky above the cave was covered with thunder, lightning and clouds. Apparently the lightning power is erupting. When they came closer, they found that the battle was over. A slender warrior and a half-human, half-snake beast were standing there. Zhong Ling. Fan Zhiji saw the warrior's appearance clearly and screamed in shock. Battalion commander, are you here? Zhong Ling turned around and saw all the Special Operations Battalions arriving, and immediately smiled. At this time, Medusa was covered with some extra scales, covering her exposed upper body skin so that it would not be exposed. Zhongling, this strange beast beside you. Fan Zhiji did not ask Zhongling what all this was about first, but looked at Medusa in surprise. Isn't this Medusa a strange beast? Why wasn't Zhongling killed? Oh, this is my pet. Zhongling grinned and said. What, your pet? Everyone was immediately shocked. When did Zhongling raise such a beautiful snake? This is simply a blessing. Many people couldn't help but show envy, jealousy and hatred in their eyes. Zhongling, I asked you to stand guard, why did you come here? Soon, Fan Zhiji became angry. Soldiers have a duty to obey orders. Zhongling is derelict in his duty if he doesn't obey the order. Oh, I'm sorry, battalion commander. Zhongling smiled sheepishly. While I was on guard duty, I happened to see some strange beasts, so I killed them. Then I thought about exploring more here to understand the distribution of the strange beasts. Only by knowing ourselves and our enemies can we win every battle. As a result, we went further and further until we got here. I originally wanted to go back before the mission started, but there is no alternation between day and night here, so I got the time mixed up. Everyone was shocked to hear Zhongling speak so easily. Brother, do you want to listen to what you are saying? I just wanted to find out more, but ended up fighting all the way here. What do you think this secret realm is? Fan Zhiji frowned. Zhongling had indeed seriously neglected his duty this time, but it was not easy to punish him now. He turned to ask, did you kill all these strange beasts? My pet and I killed it together. Zhongling said. You killed it with your pet. Is your pet very powerful? Fan Zhiji asked. It's indeed quite powerful. Zhongling nodded. I see. Fan Zhiji showed a look of astonishment on his face, and said that Zhongling alone would not be able to kill so many strange beasts anyway. It turns out that Zhongling was killed by pets. Everyone else had similar expressions. Zhongling was really lucky to have such a powerful pet. I just don't know where this pet comes from. They really want to get one too. Next time you encounter something like this, you must report it first, you know. One person goes out to hunt exotic animals. It is simply unorganized and undisciplined. Fan Zhiji scolded again. I understand, battalion commander. Zhongling quickly stood at attention. There were some accidents in this mission, so our competition can only be called off. Fan Zhiji turned to the other battalion commanders and said. That's all it can do. The other battalion commanders all nodded, feeling a little uninterested. Originally, they wanted to work hard this time and get a good result. In the end, I didn't expect that everything would be disturbed by Zhongling. Let's search for the strange beasts around here again. After hunting, we can go back. The 6 Special Operations Battalions immediately began to continue searching for pre-sale activities. With so many people coming together, even if there were some scattered alien beasts left, they could all be easily killed. Zhongling began to rest at this time, and Medusa transformed into a small red snake and coiled around Zhongling's neck again, like a red necklace. Others were even more amazed when they saw it, their eyes full of envy. Zhongling's strength has also been greatly improved through this hunting. Now he has reached level 28. Host, Zhongling. Level 28, 58.385%. Strength, 5560 x 10. Agility, 5700 x 10. Chi and blood, 6200 x 10. Defense, 8600 x 10. Mental power, 6000 x 10. Superpower, world-destroying divine thunder SSS level. Martial arts, basic boxing great perfection, basic kick great perfection, basic sword technique great perfection, wind and thunder slash great perfection, sword emperor 9 slashes great perfection, basic fist intent LV2, basic sword yi LV5, Tiangong 36 steps, Xiaocheng thunder prison 7 Ju Dao, Xiaocheng thunder hands, Xiaocheng. Kung Fu, Xuanwu breathing technique level 81. After the task was completed, everyone began to turn around. Zhongling gained a lot this time out. Not only has the level been greatly improved, but the body has been tempered with chalcedony to further strengthen the body. Medusa has also recovered a lot through these chalcedony, and her current strength is obviously much stronger than before, reaching at least level 30. After returning to the army, Fan Zhiji reported Zhongling's situation to his superiors. The superiors imposed certain punishments on Zhongling for his unauthorized actions, but they were not severe. They were just not allowed to leave the military camp for a month. Zhongling has been practicing in the military camp this month to improve himself. Through this month, he became familiar with the soldiers of the 108th Special Operations Battalion. Occasionally, everyone also had some discussions. At this time, they discovered that the gap between them and Zhongling was huge. Zhongling is now level 28, but warriors over level 30 are no match for him. Only Battalion Commander Fan Zhiji can suppress Zhongling. Fan Zhiji is a 5th level powerhouse. When they learned that Zhongling had a martial arts master, they were immediately relieved. No wonder Zhongling is so perverted, he has such a powerful master. Soon, a month passed, and Zhongling improved his martial arts strength through this month of training. The sword intent has reached LV8, and the Thunder Prison 7 Ultimate Sword has reached Dacheng. It is only one step away from level 29. Zhongling. On this day, Fan Zhiji found Zhongling. Battalion Commander. Zhongling stood at attention and reported for duty. There will be a competition in the military region soon, and I plan to ask you to sign up. Fan Zhiji said to Zhongling. The great contest. Zhongling raised her eyebrows. Is it a competition? Absolutely. Fan Zhiji nodded and said. This competition requires people under the age of 25. Each military region selects some powerful warrior kings to compete. It starts with the internal selection of our Southeast military region. If the selection is successful, we will represent our Southeast military region in the national competition. Good. Zhongling nodded. He needs to stand out in the army so that the army can protect him from threats from the Zhong family. Knowing that Zhongling was going to participate in the military competition, the soldiers of the 108th Special Operations Battalion cheered Zhongling and told him to get a good result. A few days later, the selection for the competition began, and Fan Zhiji personally drove Zhongling to the competition venue. The venue for the competition is in a secret realm. Everyone wears a bracelet and hunts exotic beasts to see how many they kill. They also have to fight each other to snatch each other's bracelets. The last 10 people are qualified to participate in the national competition. Fan Zhiji took Zhongling to the door of this secret realm and found that many selectors from other troops had already arrived. There are 10 armies in the entire Southeast military region, and each army sends 10 contestants, for a total of 100 people to be selected. The scene was also very lively. Zhongling could see the young selectors standing in the crowd, each of them standing out from the crowd, very unruly, with a domineering aura in their eyes. Those who can participate in this selection are all the elites among the elites in each army. They have outstanding talents and are naturally arrogant. However, Zhongling's arrival still attracted the attention of many people. It's not that Zhongling is more arrogant than them, but Zhongling's current appearance is indeed too outstanding. After tempering his body with thunder in the secret realm of creation, he was reborn, and after drinking so much chalcedony, Zhongling's skin is now as smooth as jade, and he doesn't look like a battle-hardened soldier with a weathered face at all. Which family is this young master? You're so fair and you want to join the army. This kind of thing is inevitable. Although the army is relatively fair, it also has a dark side. This kind of young master will probably make you cry when he goes to the battlefield. Zhongling didn't care about these rumors. When the selection begins, let these people see his strength, and they will shut up. Many people came over to say hello to Fan Zhiji. Old Fan, long time no see. Aren't you leading the new military camp? Why did you bring people to participate in the selection? Can't there be seed players in the recruit camp? Fan Zhiji said with pride. This soldier of mine is very powerful. You all have to tell your soldiers to stay away when they see him, otherwise they will be eliminated soon. Haha, old Fan, you really know how to joke. Everyone laughed. Such a fair and tender young master still wants to be selected for a national competition. Hee. Fan Zhiji chuckled, but didn't say anything. After a while, they will know Zhongling's strength when they truly enter the secret realm. Are you saying Zhongling is a pretty boy? It was the biggest joke he had ever heard. By the way, Zhongling, when you go in for the selection, you can't bring your pet with you, otherwise you will be judged as cheating. Fan Zhiji told Zhongling at this time, just let your pet wait outside. Good. Zhongling nodded, put Medusa down, and let her swim to the nearby grass and lie down. As time goes by, more and more players come. Everyone gathered together with strong hostility towards each other. Because this competition is a knockout, everyone is each other's opponent. An hour later, all the contestants had arrived, and the officer in charge shouted, "Everyone, come here and get your bracelets, and then enter the secret realm one by one. Remember, although you can fight each other to get each other's bracelets, you are not allowed to kill. Otherwise, you will be disqualified." One by one, the participating players started to take the bracelets where the officers were, and then entered the secret realm. In an open space outside the secret realm, a huge screen began to appear, broadcasting real-time broadcasts of the situation inside the secret realm. The big guys from the Southeast Military Region have also arrived, sitting on a row of chairs, watching the live broadcast of this competition. The military region competition is held once every 4 years, not every year, so each military region attaches great importance to the selection of this competition. Whether or not some outstanding talents can be selected is related to the ranking of each military region in the competition. The ranking in the competition represents the glory of each military region. It is said that our Southeast Military Region has produced many outstanding little guys this year. They are very worth looking forward to. Our Southeast Military Region's performance in competitions over the years has not been very good. Every time we go out for a meeting, we are laughed at by them. We can't let them laugh at us again this time. Fan Jiji and the others also found a seat and sat down, quietly watching this trial to see what good seeds the Southeast Military Region had found over the years. Zhong Ling took the bracelet and entered the secret realm. Looking around, he found a very dense forest. In this dense forest, anything can appear, and the environment is very complex. It will be very difficult to compete here. Zhong Ling took a look around and found that all the players were watching the others warily, ready to react at any time. Zhong Ling ignored them and entered the dense forest first. Now everyone has just come in and has not started hunting the strange beasts yet. The points on the bracelets are all 0. Even if you snatch other people's bracelets, the points will not increase. The competition for each other will not start until at least the afternoon. Zhong Ling rushed into the dense forest and ran very fast. Not long after, he discovered his first strange beast. This is a level 26 human-faced spider. When the human-faced spider saw Zhong Ling, it showed a ferocious smile and suddenly spit out a mouthful of silk at Zhong Ling. Seeing this, Zhong Ling dodged away, and the next moment, he slashed out with a knife. Puff! The human-faced spider was split into 2 halves. Alien beasts in their 20s are now like ants to Zhong Ling. After killing the human-faced spider, Zhong Ling continued to move forward and encountered several more strange beasts, basically killing them with one blow. This time, I must be first. In a corner of the forest, an extremely thin and malnourished little man closed his eyes, listening to the movements of all the strange beasts in the forest, and showed a cruel smile. The next moment, his body flew out on all fours like a strange beast. Hiss! A level 30 red flame tiger that was about to fly over was torn in half by him. GG. He took a sip of the blood of the red flame tiger, showed a strange smile, and rushed forward again. A wolf howling sound sounded, extremely noisy and urgent. Just a few seconds later, everything was strangely calm. More than a dozen storm dire wolves were all torn into countless pieces by this little man. The scene was extremely cruel. The little man let out another burst of terrifying laughter, and then continued to run forward. Outside the secret realm, when the military bosses saw this scene, they couldn't help but narrow their eyes slightly. Which army is he from? Why does it look so weird? Report: he is from the Special Operations Battalion of the Old A Battalion of the 58th Army. The Old Special Operations Battalion A of the 58th Army. No wonder, only their group dares to recruit this kind of monster into the army. My behavior is a little weird, but my strength is really strong. Is this the effect of his superpower? Report: his name is Zhang Kuang, and he is a mutant with supernatural powers. Originally, his supernatural talent was A-level animal transformation, but he accidentally swallowed a strange red ginseng in the wild, and then mutated, as if he turned into half man and half beast, with attack power extremely strong, even comparable to SSS level. I see, it's really hard to say when superpowers mutate. Sometimes it's a good thing, and sometimes it's completely unpredictable. He hasn't lost his mind, so that's good. The big guys paid attention to this arrogant man, and soon their eyes were attracted by a young man holding a black spear and wearing a black battle suit. This young man with a black spear has an extremely cold appearance, with no expression on his face, as if he is an eternal rock. His black spear is like a black poisonous snake. Wherever it goes, everything will die. At this time, he was faced with the siege of 17 blood bats that were only 3 to 4 meters long. If he were an ordinary person, he would definitely be in a panic. But he waved his black spear in an airtight dance, and the tip of the spear turned into black lotuses, which lit on the blood bats, immediately triggering bursts of explosions. In just an instant, 17 blood bats above level 26 were all killed. Who is this? The strength is really good. Report, his name is Night Demon. He is an orphan. He witnessed his parents and sisters being killed by strange beasts since he was a child. He awakened S-level powers in advance, Night Demon. Although it is S-level, if it is in the dark, it can explode with SSS-level strength. He has an extremely cold personality. He once killed more than 500 strange beasts by himself during a mission. The enemy's blood can stimulate his desire to fight. My personality is a bit strange, but I have to say that I am really strong. It's a good seedling worth cultivating. The big guys all nodded. The camera turned, and another figure came into view. That's a woman. The woman wore a neat ponytail and looked dashing and heroic. She was wearing a snow-white combat uniform, which made her pure and pure. She looked like the mysterious goddess from the 9 heavens descended from the mortal world. The woman did not carry any weapons. When facing strange beasts, she would condense ice daggers in her hands and throw them out like darts. These ice daggers are extremely powerful and can easily pierce through alien beasts. A strange beast that seemed to have reached the 4th level suddenly appeared and pounced on the woman. Everyone couldn't help being surprised. Can this woman resist the 4th level beast? As a result, the woman used her flexible movement to pierce the body of the 4th level alien beast with ice swords. Soon, the 4th level alien beast turned into a huge hedgehog. Hiss. It's actually capable of killing 4th level beasts. What is this woman's background? The big guys in the military couldn't help but ask. She is from the Han family, from the 49th Army, and her name is Han Ka. Someone reported, I was born with an SSS level black ice sword talent. I joined the army 2 years ago and my strength has grown very quickly. Now, she has reached level 35 and can defeat 4th level beasts. Han family. Is it the Han family, one of the 13 Imperial clan? Yes, it's the Han family. It seems that the former Imperial clan has begun to awaken. In the past few years, not only the Han family, but also other Imperial clans have continued to appear super talented people. This is definitely a good thing for us in Daxia. Indeed it is. If Daxia can restore the glory of the 13 Imperial clan era, the threats of these alien beasts and alien races will no longer exist. Other human nations will also follow our lead. I'm not that optimistic. The Imperial clan awakens, and the foreign races may become stronger due to some opportunities. Perhaps, this is another huge test for Daxia and the human race. But no matter what, at least the current Daxia has a trend of prosperity. The camera turned again, and an extremely tall giant, nearly 3 meters tall, appeared in everyone's sight. Everyone couldn't help being surprised when they saw this giant. It is really extremely rare for human beings to be so tall. To a certain extent, such a height and physique are beyond the scope of the human race, and are more like some kind of alien race. At this time, this giant was traveling through the jungle. Suddenly, a beast roar came, and a huge white ape appeared in front of the giant. The level of this white ape has obviously reached the 4th level. He is more than 1 meter taller than the giant, with blood-red eyes and a violent aura. Seeing this giant, Bai Yuan's eyes showed an expression of excitement, as if she saw delicious food. Roar! The white ape roared and rushed towards the giant. The giant faced the 4th level white ape, but he was not afraid at all. Instead, he was full of fighting spirit. He also let out an angry roar, and then rushed forward to fight head-on with the white ape. Bang bang bang. The fists of both sides fell on each other like raindrops, causing obvious pain to the other side. Logically speaking, the human race cannot be compared with the alien beasts in terms of physical body. This kind of perish and die style of play is definitely at a disadvantage for the human race. But this giant actually had the upper hand in the fight with the white ape, which made the big guys in the army widen their eyes and feel incredible. A human race actually surpasses the alien beasts in terms of physical body. This is really shocking. 10 minutes later, the white ape was beaten deeply by the giant and died on the spot. The big guys in the military couldn't help but take a breath of cold air. This giant is just a little too outrageous. Completely beyond their understanding of the human race. Which army does this giant belong to? A big shot in the military asked impatiently. Report, this is the Iron Tower of the 38th Army. He is an orphan. He has no father or mother since he was a child. He grew up in human society, but was treated as an alien. A kind-hearted orphanage director adopted him and raised him until he was 18 years old. But his IQ obviously has some flaws, and is only at the level of a 5 or 6-year-old child. I am relatively introverted and unwilling to communicate with others. Later, a battalion commander of the 38th Army saw him and incorporated him into the army. It is said that his height is still growing. When everyone heard this, they couldn't help but start to doubt. Could this Iron Tower really be another alien race? But no matter what, this Iron Tower is now a soldier in the human army, which is a good thing for them. It seems that our southeast military region is really full of talents this year. A big guy laughed loudly. The camera turned again, and a young man wearing a camouflage combat uniform and holding a bow and arrow appeared on the screen. This young man has a very handsome appearance and a very slender figure. There is a touch of nobility between his eyebrows, and he is a member of a noble family. At this time, he was facing a group of storm dire wolves alone. Hundreds of howling wind dire wolves have surrounded him and are constantly attacking him. But he was jumping back and forth between the big trees, shooting bright arrows from the bow in his hand, killing the wind dire wolves one by one. Although he was facing a critical situation, he didn't panic at all. He even shot arrows and arranged his hair at the same time, which was very coquettish. And these powerful dire wolves were shot to death one by one without even being able to grab his clothes. His archery skills can be called magical skills. No matter what posture, position, or angle, he can draw the bow and set an arrow, and every arrow he shoots will hit the target. In about 15 minutes, hundreds of storm dire wolves all fell to the ground in a mess. The young man jumped down from the tree, shook his long flowing hair, and whistled, feeling very proud of himself. Is this a descendant of the Li family? A big guy asked. Yes, he is a descendant of the Li family. Someone reported. His name is Li Yuan and he is a soldier in the 36th Army. A natural awakening SSS level sun shooting bow, capable of piercing the Yangtze River with 100 steps, it's a piece of cake. He once shot an arrow on a cliff 10 kilometers away, killed a 3rd level peak alien beast, and saved his teammates. Good guy. Shooting a 3rd order peak alien beast 10 kilometers away is too fierce, isn't it? I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.